No.
Hello, everyone.
Mm,
Ooh,
nope.
no. Killing me intrigued.
Yeah, and there's no evil smile as well, so I'm guessing we're safe.
Mm,
What? That kills me. Now wait.
mhm. Yeah.
We shall see. Shall we? I can't talk. This is awkward. Yes, yes, I'm definitely the one who should be heading this up socially. Yes. Okay, here we go. Does that prove does that prove his death to you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
hey, we got no audio from the DM on the recording end. It's kind of important. Thank
How's
you,
that?
Sully.
That should work a little bit better, most likely.
Sully, what are we looking at over here? Just wait for Sully to answer.
Yep. I think I know the issue.
We're good now.
Yeah, I think I know the
Right.
issue.
Thank you,
It's
Sully.
whenever I go to a break or the start stream, it mutes me and
Oh,
just plays the music. But
gotcha.
but I think when I switch back to scene, it doesn't unmute me properly, and I think because it happened last time too, but I think I narrowed it down. So, thank you for the call out. But yes, so someone walks up, decloaks, catching everyone up who's watching. He introduces himself as Oshalius, and let's be like, "Whew." So I think you likely are going to find you would be, I guess, in charge now, and if you need some representation, I would be more than happy to assist with the ins and outs of the day.
Thank you. And may I say, I didn't want this to end how it did, and I do realize to some he was a friend, so my condolences.
Yes, well, I'm sure you understand that we we as a group were all loyal to him. To a many degree, he saved and kind of gave us all hope and brought us in and got our livelihoods back. Many of us were pulled from the gutters and the streets, so you can probably cut the apprehension in this room with a sword. I have
Probably.
switched some reason from an Irish accent to more of a Scottish one, so ignore me. I am
No
bad at
worries.
this.
Well, rest assured, the change in leadership will not leave you all in the dust. You have my word.
Well, I suppose then, and he kind of snaps his finger and someone runs off. You'll be needing something to kind of a token, if you will, kind of something to prove your ownership. Normally it's left here, but I figured I'd show it to you now, so that way you can take it with you, so that the guard and merchants and everybody else knows that you may be the most important one in the room, so to speak. And as he kind of says that, someone else, they run back in, kind of a small gopher. He kind of like takes the item from their hand and kind of like runs them off and kind of gives them the "get away from me now" type of thing. And he presents you with a small dagger.
Why, thank you.
And I'm trying to get a picture of.
Ooh, okay.
It's a magic item.
Ooh.
What do you have, Cedar? A knife!
Oh.
We've officially reached the vine portion of the campaign.
As if that hasn't been there from the start.
So he provides you with this. It is a solid gold knife that has an outer rim of folded gold material that's actually a form of mithril. So it seems to be like mithril and gold plated or layered. A combination that shouldn't work. And it's kind of held together magically by blue gemstones that also make up the inlay of the dagger. And you feel almost an electric charge or a storm in your hand as you hold it, and you feel
Ooh.
extremely powerful.
This is nice. This is a nice weapon.
A homebrew dagger called the Knife of Azure Fury, and I have the stat card for it. I will share with you guys here momentarily.
Awesome. All right. First order of business. Can I see where Shalius keeps the papers for the shipping? I guess his office, I suppose. Does he have an office? I was here before he had an office.
Well, he does have an office, but you might have some trouble reaching it.
Oh boy.
Seems to be turned of wood. And he kind of points to Shalius's head. Yes, well, he kind of had a good mind for memorization, and he trusted a lot of his right-hand people to handle the ins and outs of his buildings and his work. We all have a general idea of how things work. It's all normally shared. Shared work, shared reward. Everything's fairly even. But if you wish to know the shipping, I at least can assume the boat you may be talking about.
That would be nice. Yes. I need to adjust some things with that. However, I do have a bit of a business idea.
Okay, I would expect no less from someone who just took over.
Well, let's just say that I've come to the realization that some of what Shalius was shipping was not exactly ethically sourced. So,
And the whole place laughs and just
yes, I'm
roars with
trying to put it
laughter.
gently. I'm trying to put it gently. But I would like to change a few things around here. However, that will not put you all in jeopardy because I remember what it was like. So I'm not going to leave you all in the dust. That you can be sure of. I have a dear friend who is very talented in creating ales, and I think I can work some stuff out with her so that possibly instead of being in the illegal charges trade, you all can get a more honest living.
Well, frankly, lass, the charges, as you would say, was probably our most lucrative dealings. It may be hard to get out of that business forthright due to that contract.
Well, I never said this would be an immediate thing, but
Of course, of
I
course.
just thought I should let you all know.
Yes.
kind of a
So
gradual.
is your intention for all of us to go straight? Because we've kind of built a
Well,
reputation.
maybe not completely. I mean,
And
let's face it.
a couple of people crack a grin. You know what I mean?
Let's face it. And then she switches into Thieves' Cant. We're rogues, right? So then switches back to common. I don't expect model citizens, but
And the whole room just begins to kind of start pounding on the table in kind of like a little bit of a roar in support for when you switched into Thieves' Cant. Because this is like the first time they've actually kind of took it into trust.
hello.
I'm being fed. That's actually really good. Thank you. Sorry, this is the first time they've kind of like acknowledged you as a thief because they don't really know who you are aside from you came in, you got your ass kicked, and then you left, you know. And then you came back.
Kicked my ass. I kicked his ass too.
Then you kind of came back with their dead leaders, so they kind of just like pound on the table, knowing now that you are, in fact, at least somewhat one of them.
I suppose I owe you all a bit of an introduction. My name is Cedar Stragine, and I was an old running mate of Shalius Tannen. We had a bit of a falling out years ago, which is probably the source of the animosity you all probably picked up on when I came back. But I didn't want to have killed him. He didn't exactly leave me with much of a choice. But that's in the past.
Well, it is good to hear, dearie. I'm sure everyone appreciates that, and as you live and breathe among us, I'm sure you'll meet us all. As you can tell, there's many, many, many of us. But would you care to sit and talk over a drink? I'm sure we can bring you up to speed, so to speak, on anything you may need.
I would, and also I do need one of my friends got pretty gravely injured, so my friend and I here are trying to find a way to help him out a little.
Help him out, you say? Well, I guess the winged one, yes, right?
Right.
Right.
Well, the other winged one, and I kind of like unfurl one of my wings, like, come on, man.
Yes, yes.
I'll
I
leave.
assumed you weren't talking about yourself. The demon spun as well. You want us to collect her for you as well, I'm assuming.
I'm sorry.
The little manic child.
Oh, she's doing okay. She's not really hurt in any way.
No, but I mean, do you not want your other friends to be a part of your
Oh, absolutely,
misdealings?
absolutely. Sorry.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And he has a little copper strand in his hand that burns away. And Gale and Kiddis both get knocks on their door back at the inn. And do you answer?
Um, yeah, Gale's going to answer, but he's going to sort of slowly get up. He's still a bit exhausted from the events of that fight. So, yeah?
Okay.
Who is it?
That's it's your ride.
My what?
It's your ride. We're here to collect you.
Really fighting the urge to make an Uber joke here. Okay, I'm guessing. Did Cedar send you?
And as you're talking, the largest thunk of splintering wood and just mayhem and dust spraying everywhere as the door literally gets kicked open and like pieces of it are missing. And you
No.
see this small tiny man with a polite smile on his face with a giant buff dude right next to him that just obviously kicked in the door, and he kind of smiles and goes, your ride's here. Would you care to join us?
I mean, look. I'm guessing Cedar and Dana sent you here.
And
I'm gonna cooperate. I mean, at this point, it's gonna be stupid of me not to, right? I might take a bit of time getting down. I've only got one foot at the moment, so I'm gonna try and do my best.
it is to be taken care of for you. And as he's talking, you hear a large thunk on another door, and then you literally hear the screaming and wailings of a Kittis.
Oh gosh.
As another giant person walks past your doorway with Kittis over his shoulder, and she's like
No.
kicking him and like trying to cast like cantrips on him, and he's just like unfazed, continuing to walk.
Kiddis, it's okay. It's okay. Cedar sent them. Cedar sent them. It's okay. Just don't cuss that. Oh, okay, okay.
And then the
I'll
big
heal you.
the,
Sorry.
the big gentleman walks up, and he kind of nods, and he's like, "Permission to touch."
Permission granted, I
And
guess.
he picks you up like a princess, and just kind of like holds you close to his chest, knowing that you're hurt and just lost your arm and leg. And then he kind of walks out of the bar, and then you guys are in the
I
street.
appreciate your assistance, my friend.
Oh.
And the big man kind of laughs, and he's like, like Seymour's wedding day. He's still just kind of holding you.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
I hope this is all that happens from the wedding day.
No. Already married, friend. And he kind of like pats your head a little bit when he brushes your hair with his fingers. And his hands are like the sizes of ham hocks. They're just gigantic.
Gosh.
But after a few moments, you will approach and be all four of you kind of rejoined. Cedar and Dana will hear a little bit of a commotion as Kittis is put down right next to them, and she kind of lets out like a hiss towards the gentleman that was just carrying her. And then you see this little pretty picture of Gale just being held like a princess, being like carried down the steps, and like they just kind of look up at each other for a moment, but it's now just kind of awkward.
So, you got any good schools nearby?
Any good schools? Yes. My daughter, she goes to good school, gets big brain.
Oh, best of luck. That sounds really nice.
Yes, it cost good money, but she get big brain in exchange. Wife happy.
Good.
Yes.
Just to
It's-
be a prick when Dana sees this big guy with Gale, she starts going da 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 da.
No. He's already married. We established
On
this early
record.
on.
You have pretty wings, tiny friend. Pretty wings.
Thanks.
Hopefully your foot feel better soon. And he kind of like sets you down. He like pulls it. He like one arm cradles you now, pulls up a stool and like sets you on it. And now the party can be back together.
Um.
Oh my gosh.
So
Well, that's definitely not how I pictured that entrance.
No, I've never woken up to have a strong man carry me downstairs before.
Well, at least you never
Well,
woke up to Dimron full slapping you in the face. So,
not
it's
yet.
literally day
It
one.
can happen at some point.
Literally day one. But yeah, we're good with them now. They're friends now.
Oh, good, good. We've got
Everyone in
no
this
one
room.
else to attack us. Great.
Apparently, I'm now in charge, which is a lot.
Oh,
I kind of forgot the whole if you kill the leader, you kind of are the next leader idea.
oh, right.
I kind of forgot that was a factor.
Do I have to refer to you differently from now on?
Oh,
Like, just keep
gosh,
calling you Cedar,
no.
or do I have to call you
Please
Captain?
no. Please no.
Okay, so
Just
just
Cedar.
Cedar.
Just
Gotcha.
all right. But where did he go? You're gonna get a kick out of this. Oshalius? Literally the guy who's next in line.
Yes, little lassie. How can I be of service?
So you said you wanted to bring us up to speed, and now that my friends are here, would you mind doing that?
Of course. We run many, how would you say, revenue centers of money. We will offer protection to most of the merchants and guilds in the city, where we will collect money. My accent changed again because I paused with this character, but fuck it.
One moment to take a step back there.
We then collect the monthly service fees for that service. We are involved in a lot of shipping, smuggling. We have one of the best fences in the city, probably because all the others end up dead. We also have some of the best vaults to store or sell your goods. We have some treasure golems in the back. That's how we store most of our money. You can insert goods and get gold in return, or you can put your gold in for safe storage. Shalius has his personal one. The guild uses the other 5. His personal one is probably on board the Beggar's Rest. It's almost always protected by its crew, so he liked it there. So yes, it's where we store most of our money. Then, of course, we have our charges organization. The royalty of the Blessed Isle will provide us with blue charges, and then we exclusively deal and ship them mostly above board throughout the rest of the world. And then we go back and pick up the fire charges that they get from the other continent in Great Forks, and then we take them back to the Blessed Isle and sell them at a premium. So we receive them, smuggle them here, and then sell them back. It keeps the nobility over there in charge, because they bring prosperity. It keeps us very rich. Hence why I said you would have some trouble stopping that business, because you would probably piss off the royalty. And they've been good to us. Now, there are various other crimes. We have some magical exchanges for mundane items. Some people do that forcibly. And he kind of explains an item quality money laundering scheme to you. And then just various other... And then you're kind of just amazed at this point, because he goes on and on and on. He spends about 45 minutes talking to you guys about the various different criminal things. There's a lot of stamps that they have collections of, and he's really proud of them. So he's got like nobility stamps from like the mayors and stuff, so he can actually like draft documents that look like they come from the mayor of the town. And they also like will put in different laws in place based off of their needs, and then redact them because they're in charge of the city more or less, and the the governing factors of the town. And then they do that in exchange for paying them. So it's just kind of like a big money circle, but it almost all, whether it's legitimate or unlegitimate, passes through this organization, with various people being in charge of different things. So like the day is now breaking when he's done explaining and catching you guys up to speed. So if you wanted to make up any criminal activities that happen inside the city, we're more than welcome to work out those mechanics as well.
Okay.
How long has it been since Cedar and I walked in?
Maybe like 3 hours.
Okay. Um, Once he started this whole big spiel, this most recent time, Dana would have she would have crossed her arms, kind of looked down at him, and just entered her meditative state in that stance.
This just went completely
That's-
unresponsive.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
He will seem unfazed. I mean, he's more interested in explaining things to Cedar, so he doesn't really care if you take a nap.
Right.
You'll notice that as the day kind of breaks, half the people begin to kind of walk out and kind of like nod, and then want to kind of touch Cedar's hand, and like kind of give her a handshake or like just kind of touch her. Kind of like how like peasants would do to nobility when they got married and stuff back in the day. They would just try to like touch the new leader, like just to see what they can get away with. But they all seem to kind of be looking for acknowledgement that they can go about their daily routines without being like told not to.
Mm.
And as long as you are not stopping them, they will be kind of going about their business, quote unquote.
For now, yeah, like what I said, it's going to be a more gradual thing.
Okay.
Gradual improvement.
Now you had mentioned the boat little less, and we don't want to delay the shipping to draw suspicion, but what did you need to do with the boat and the shipping?
Well, first off, I needed to get it moved to a different port so that it wasn't stuck in that harbor for too much longer. Secondly, I would like access to Shalius's personal stash, seeing as I guess I've inherited it now.
Of course. That is back on the boat, in the captain's quarters, I'm sure. The bigger rest was his personal boat. Being as how the shipping was the most lucrative, he was mostly in charge of that one, and would come and go as he pleased. So you would find it there, protected by the bears, the barbarians, which was very hard to say with an accent. The barbarians were the ones, his personal guard, which are probably now yours.
Huh?
I would not put too much faith in them. They are kind of aloof, would you say? They won't protect you in the end, only their own interests. You catch. So.
Oh, don't worry about that. I don't trust too easily.
Oh.
So
They are quite strong, though, when they do choose to fight for you.
that's very good to know. That's very good to know.
So you need the boat. It has his stash. Shall I move the docks that it's in?
Yes, please.
Understood. He kind of had already assumed. You will find that it's on its way to the westmost docks, and the bears will protect it and the goods aboard.
Good. Thank you very much. I think that will be all for today. Trying to figure out. I do need to travel. You said Shalius would come and go as he pleased, correct?
Of course.
All right. I think I can probably keep up the same pattern because I have a lot of business to attend to, and this wasn't exactly something I expected to kind of take on, but
Shelley, as you'll find, was a decent leader. People enjoyed him and loved him for what he was. I know that may not be your personal experience with our late leader, but like I said, he pulled most of us from the streets and gave us homes. So he allowed us to go about our doings with some autonomy, and we would mostly keep each other in check when he was away. There was no leadership aside from him. We have some senior members, but for the most part, we all kind of had our jobs, and we will stick to them for now. Did you need anything? there are vast resources here at your disposal for any sort of boons you wish to bring to us later.
Um, could I wake up for a minute and then go back to sleep and still gain the effect of the long rest?
I mean, yeah, yeah.
So Dana will wake up and look and open her eyes and say to him, I I need I need two things.
Okay.
I need, well, A, do you have any mithril?
I'm sure we can come across some. And he smiles.
Perfect. And B, I need a forge.
I'm sure we can clear one out for you, not too far from here as well. That would not be too much of a problem.
Thank you very much. And she will close her eyes again and resume.
And when you are awake again,
yes.
my lady, feel free to talk to Carlos. He handles all the acquisitions and trades. I believe you all have met before.
Yes. Oh, actually, I was wondering if Carlos could get us more copper wire used for sending spells.
Yes, there's many copper wire here. Or were you talking about the same copper wire that you got before?
Same copper wire that we got before for the little one.
That may take a little more time, but give him a day or two, I'm sure he will get it done. And Carlos is just like snickering in the background, like, yes, please ask away. You know what I mean? He's like sitting there like, I'm going to make so much money off of these people. He is our general contractor, if you will, of goods.
That's nice. All right. Well, I think that will be all for today, I believe. I think our next move is to go by the Beggar's Rest and pick up, make a bit of a withdrawal, shall we say.
Of course. And I would expect no less. Just understand that if you betray us and you turn against us or try to... It's just a fair warning to you as someone who's been here for a while. You can be replaced and overthrown just as easily as he was. We never fought him because we loved him. You are new.
Understood. That being said, be loyal to me, I am loyal to you. However, hurt me or my friends, and, well, we'll leave it at that.
And he'll kind of smile and place his hand on your
Are we
shoulder
agreed?
and kind of lean in. We have no intentions. As long as we all remain safe and strong and happy. And he'll kind of walk away. I have business as well. I will change my accent again and go about doing them.
Well, I hope you have a lovely day.
And you'll notice about this time that the livelihood in here has actually gotten very quiet. There's only really a handful of people left. Everyone seems to have gone kind of about their own business. And Carlos walks up with a little piece of paper and is, so, you need goods? Need money? You have money. I need money. So do you need more goods? I will procure anything you need.
Well, I would like some more copper wire that you got for her, points at Kidis, for the sending spells. Just the same stuff.
Of course. Do you want a whole spool? And he'll kind of smile and eyes super bright.
How much is that going to cost me?
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, I'm sure you're good for it.
But how much is it going to cost me, Carlos?
Well, the whole spool will probably be about 9,000 gold, but, I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, nice try. I don't think I'm going to exactly shell out for that much.
Okay. Well,
I can try. I admire it. I admire that.
I'll tell you what. Yes, I can get you two. I'll tell you what. As new leadership, as new friends, as second dealings of business, we'll just we'll talk about maybe talk about just two pieces for the price of one. How about that? That sound better?
Perfect.
That'll be probably about 200, but I'm sure I can withdraw it from my normal golem in the back. And
yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for being so good to us. Is there anything else that you might need?
Anything you two want? No?
A
Okay.
hand or a
I
foot?
think we're good for what?
Nothing.
What were you
I
saying?
said a hand or a foot.
No, we're not. I'm not asking for more body parts for the kid. No.
Okay.
And we have an idea for that.
Okay. Just making sure. I didn't know if you wanted it now. I was giving you the opportunity.
Okay.
So yes, some mithril and some copper wire of sending, and perfect. I can handle all that.
All right. Well, that will be all for now. Yes.
And he kind of snickers and he's like, yes, and just kind of like walks out.
Aw, he's funny. I like him. He's funny. All right.
DM, just let me know when the 4-hour mark hits.
I'll say we're there.
Okay.
It's definitely. Cedar has a. How many points of exhaustion is this now? Are you at 2 now
2.
officially?
I'm at 1 now.
Yeah.
Usually at 2.
You are at 2. So Cedar is tired. Everyone else seems to be at least somewhat okay for resting and stuff. But yes, please continue.
All right, let's swing by the boat, and then I need to sleep.
Do you want to sleep first? I don't want you to just run yourself ragged.
If we go get the money, then I can ask Dana to go and procure something.
And on top of that, if Shaylee's trusted the bears to protect his stuff the most, realistically, sleeping on the boat would also be the safest.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Good point.
I haven't considered that.
Let's go sleep on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
It did look like a nice boat. I think there'll be some beds on there. And so let's go back to the docks, and yeah, I lead them back to the docks.
Okay. So you're kind of feeling very sluggish. They're kind of dragging you along since you're walking a little bit slower, and you try to like fly a little bit of it too, and you're kind of just going a bit slower than you normally would, given that your speed is halved. But you will make it to the docks. I think we have a copy of Nexus. I'll just pull up really quick. So you actually go to the Nighthammer docks, where most of the merchant shipping is, and you find the Beggar's Rest there without too much trouble at all. It's there, you see the bears there, and they're just kind of standing guard on the docks, and people aren't really paying them any mind. They're just more leaving them alone. As you kind of walk up, though, you do see what looks to be a very well-dressed person with two guards as well, kind of facing off against two of the bears that are not letting them pass. And you kind of hear in like a shrill voice, "You will let me on that boat. I saw it in the Nexus docks. That means you're on some sort of official business. You cannot hide it from me. Let me on that boat. Let me tax your wares, and I will be on my way."
Excuse me, what seems to be the issue here, gentlemen?
Ah, yes, okay. What business of it is yours?
It's my boat.
City business. This is your boat. Perfect.
Yeah.
And he'll kind of shoot a sneer at the barbarians. Now, since it is your boat, I saw you, this boat, in the Nexus docks last night. Now, if you are going through the docks, that means you were taxed by the city on official business, not merchant business. So, if you're trying to avoid taxes by hiding your boat here in the morning, don't think you can do it. I saw you there, and he'll kind of like aggressively poke your chest and armor, and he'll be like, "If this is your boat, I will get on board. I will check your wares and tax them accordingly, so you will not avoid paying the city for your doings."
Kindly do not touch me without my permission.
And he continues to just poke one or two more times, and then he stops. You notice some agitation at this point from the bears, as they kind of both draw. They go to scratch the back of their necks to get their hands closer to their battle axes, but they're kind of like waiting for the word, if you will.
Look, I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding, but I do think that this will clear it up. And I just kind of I hold the blade side of the new dagger that I got, and kind of just hold it like this, like since it seems to be like a token of like this is my authority, I guess.
And he'll kind of look at you. Like, ah. So, you think you can just, what? Flash a fancy little knife at me? You know, there's been a lot of history with that dagger, if you would say. And he actually takes 2 steps back and kind of hides a little bit behind the shoulders of his two guards. Listen, you used the night dogs. You got caught. That goes against the old regiment's word. I need you to understand that it cannot happen again, or there will be prices and consequences.
Of course.
I will be filing an official report with the city. I will be stating that I took care of it, but if you slip up again, I cannot protect you.
Well, thank you very much for the favor.
And he'll hold his hand out.
And I just kind of gently, like, take it, like, not completely, like, kind of like, because she's still kind of not letting go of the poking bit. Good day.
And he'll kind of put his hand up and clear his throat. And he'll kind of then give you a confused look and hold his hand out again.
Well. Oh, you want a bribe? Okay.
And he kind of, no. I just walked all the way here from the Night Nexus docks, and I have small legs, and it takes me a while. So, not a bribe, but as a thank you for doing such a thorough job.
I give him 2 gold.
He looks offended as heck.
I have to make a withdrawal. Then there's a lot going on right now in the management, but we can call it even, and I am sure that our relationship hereforth will be much more smooth.
Let's only hope. And he'll kind of like flick his cloak around like dramatically, and it like brushes against you as he like turns around and walks away.
Hi.
How did you do that, Cedar?
What?
The whole...
Oh no. Oh gosh, I hated that. Every second of that. Okay.
That was so cool.
Thanks. I saw some people do that when I was a lot younger. Just kind of emulated it, I guess. I'm not used to that.
I was impressed, but also remind me to never get on your bad side.
Oh.
I mean, more than usual.
Nah. All right, let's get on the boat. I'm tired.
All right. So the bears, without really saying a word to you, just kind of let you pass. They get out of your way and then kind of bolster up and kind of guard the dock again, as you know what I mean.
Yeah. As they pass, Cedar goes, "Thank you too, by the way."
And they'll just nod. You know they can talk, but they're not speaking at the moment.
More the silent type. I get it. Yeah. All right, and we. I want to go find the money first. I want to set my eyes on the money before I go to sleep.
Okay. I'm just getting it prepared now, because we're going to be looking at the boat, but it wasn't there it goes. So here is our boat. We chillin'. And it is a nice 3-story boat. Lots of room for goods on the lower deck. It's very well lit, almost magically so, as you kind of make your way through it. It's got your standard shipping and kind of mercantile type of deals. There's a couple of ballistas just kind of scattered around, but for the most part, it seems like they're kind of counting on the fact that no one bothers them more than they need to defend themselves, so there's not really any cannonry or anything like that. You do get a magical feel when you're kind of among the boat, though, so it seems almost like it itself is enchanted to some degree. But on the very lower decks, you will find a captain's quarter, and it has a key lock that is in the shape of a knife hole.
Awesome. I use the dagger.
And with a simple click, you hear what sounds to be static electricity or static being discharged all throughout the door. And then instead of the door swinging open, it actually separates at where the dagger hole is onto two different sides and slides open with a small wooden grind. And you'll walk in and you actually see a lot of personal effects of Shalius's. Trophies, collections, things like that, and then a huge desk, nice rugs, and all over, just basically just nice and lavish things all over the place. And on the desk, you'll see what looks to be a treasure chest.
Hey, Dana.
What's up?
Are we sure that there's no like magic on the treasure chest or like invisible stuff? Don't you usually like look around for that kind of thing?
I'll hop in Cork and
Thank
check
you.
for invisibility.
I don't want to come all this way and then touch that thing and it like blow up or something.
There is no invisibility, but it does seem to be putting off a slight glow.
Okay,
in
I will.
Clark's
I'll go. I'll pull up the chair. I'll sit down at the desk. I'll place my hand on the chest, and I will start to ritually cast Identify.
Okay. 10 minutes pass, and the image that you get in your mind is a creature made of solid gold with the chest as its kind of core. Dotted throughout its skin is rubies and gemstones and necklaces. Making up its skeletal structure, you can kind of see just different tools and bits of furniture and scrolls and contracts, and it has two green emerald eyes, and it's smiling at you. And you, even though it's in chest form, see its true form as a treasure golem.
Okay.
And it is not aggressive towards you unless you try to steal from it. However, for a trade, it'll give you whatever you want as long as it has it in its hoard.
I will stand up. I'll say it's fine. It's just the more mundane form of that golem thing.
Oh,
Wait, the chest is a golem?
the little chest? Oh, so it's alive, little guy. Okay. So will it want like a trade or something? Do I
You
have
could also
anything?
just try to open it and take what's inside because technically it's yours now.
Oh,
Oh, that's true.
I'm gonna try to open it, but yeah, I'm gonna try and open it.
And I'll draw my mace in my left hand.
So,
Fly swatted.
right. As
Just
you
ready, just in case.
open the chest, on the desk, the weight of the chest actually becomes heavy. It is a creature made of bits and baubles of gold and gems and crystals. The desk actually cracks and splinters and collapses as its true form as a treasure golem now kind of pops out, and that is the creature you see in front of you in the maps, just sitting there smiling. And you hear in your mind, what do you need?
Oh my gosh, hello there. Wait, okay, do you have a name?
I didn't before. You can
Do you
give me
want
one
one?
now.
Do you have one you're partial to?
Tommy.
Hi, Tommy. Nice to meet you. His name's Tommy.
Hi. Hi.
And you see kind of a nod, but in reality, it's just the face of it, or the front of the chest actually shifting down in the pile and shifting back up.
Oh,
And the gold itself, you can't really hear it make a sound, but it's kind of shifting together to kind of keep its form, so it's like almost swirling and moving, just very slowly.
I'm in need of Shalius's personal gold. I inherited it.
Stelius had a decent amount of gold. I can't give you too much without losing my form. How much did you need?
This is above game. Rain, how much did we need again?
Let's start with 1.5.
1,000? Like 1.5 thousand?
Yeah.
Okay. Is 1.5 thousand within the realm of possibility?
And it cracks a huge smile and just kind of nods again. Now, would you like it in gems or gold?
Gold, please.
Okay. And
Oh,
do you
do you
offer
have
something
any Revivify diamonds anywhere in you?
You said Vivify diamonds?
No,
Revivify,
just
like
300 gold diamonds.
300 gold worth diamonds?
And he'll kind of smile and nod.
Can I have 2 of those as well?
Okay, so you need 600 gold worth of diamonds. 1.5k. And then what else did you need?
That should be it for now.
I think that's all for now.
Okay. And do you have anything to trade? I haven't been fed in a while.
Oh, let me see.
This isn't an equivalent exchange thing, canonly,
Thank
lorically.
goodness.
It's just it's just an in and out thing. He's giving up a piece of himself in something in return. It doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Okay. I'm trying to find something.
Is this said out loud or in her head?
This is just something that would be kind of known about the treasure golem
Okay.
by people who have experienced them before.
Well then I guess would I have experienced one before?
Well, you just cast Identify, so now you kind of know about it entirely. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then Dana will walk up and say it's not much, but she'll pull out her 50 feet of rope.
And he'll kind of smile and like suck it up like spaghetti, and he'll kind of like nom it in his little chest mouth that he has, like little wooden mouth. He's like,
Oh.
good. And I can also convert these items to a straight gold value or a straight gem value as needed. I'm a
Wow.
special golem,
That's really cool.
so he can eat and digest and transform the value of things as needed as well. But as he takes in the rope, he will kind of unfrill his tongue, and there'll be 2 diamonds and 1.5 gold K gems, like growing from his tongue, which is wet for some reason.
Wow.
And you can kind of grab the gems, and as you grab them, you can grab more of them, and as you grab them, you can grab more of them, because he's just giving you solid gold coins, because he's assuming that's what you asked for.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah.
And so I'll grab the diamonds and hand them to Gale.
Oh, thanks.
And then I will open up my pack, and I will start. I will flip it open, and now with all the spare room from removing the rope, I will start shoveling in the gold.
It is definitely getting heavy and loud, but you can certainly get a lot of it in there, yeah, without too much trouble.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Tommy.
He's like, of course, anything you ever need.
Aw.
I've been on the ship for a while, so I do love trades and I do love money. And if you want me to get bigger, just feed me more.
All right. Okay, let's find some beds.
And
Yeah.
he'll kind
About
of
to keel over.
untransform and kind of all the gold now piles into himself in the various holes
Oh.
that he formed inside the chest, and it kind of sits back now and looks like a normal chest. It'll kind of you can kind of hear it chewing a little bit as he kind of burps, and then one other gold piece kind of falls and hits the ground and spins to a stop in front of you.
Kind of pick it up, like do a little flip in the air, catch it, and then turn around. All right, we have enough money. We have 2 revivify diamonds, which I didn't expect. What else? Time for some sleep on my part, at least.
You'll notice in this cabin there is a very, very lavish bed. It looks very cozy. The sheets are made out of like Egyptian cotton and silk, and it's just like super cozy. It's not like a straw stuffed bed. It actually seems to be like a woolen type of like material that makes up the bed. It looks just super cozy and inviting. But you will notice one thing if you lay down, that the room and a lot of the belongings actually smell a lot like Shalius. And the more time you spend in here, you can kind of start to feel that like nostalgic shudder in your mind, that this room was like lived in and belonged to him.
Yeah. She does not voice this to the others. Dana, real quick, before I hit the hay.
Mm-hmm.
You have the money. Do you know what to do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, Kidis, I can pay you back the 12 gold now.
She's like running around the ship, and she kind of runs up to you. I guess she'll take the 12 gold if you offer it to her, and then she like takes off again. She's just manically exploring.
Okay, now I won't have to hear about the 12 gold anymore.
All right. So Dana's gonna turn to Gale after Cedar lays down and go, do you mind waiting about 4 hours before you and I set out to do some shopping? Or would you rather go now?
I'm cool with whatever, to be honest. If you need to rest, I can stick around.
Well, which would you prefer?
This is really awkward. I'm not one to take charge. I'm more than happy to wait if you want to do something first and then jump afterwards. It's whatever you need to do.
All right. And she'll sit at the foot of the bed and just rest for 4 hours.
Okay, another 4 hours pass without too much of an event going on. And yes.
I would like to take a long rest, please.
I figured. I figured you'll probably to rest until either sundown to get like more of like an 8-hour rest type deal, or if you wanted to sleep until next day, that would probably get rid of all of your exhaustion. But
Yeah, I'd like to do that and get rid of the exhaustion. Just
okay, I will let you sleep. So you know how hard it is to keep track of like the fact. I'm like I have my calendar, and I'm like keeping track of like your sleep schedules and exhaustion points. So this will make things easier because now we'll be back on a day schedule.
that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
Cedar here, rest of day here, and
See your sleep schedule looking like mine for real.
Yay, college. No. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I'll have you sleeping probably until next day morning, unless you wanted to wake up and do something, and that'll clear you up of all of your problems. Just like a nice 14-hour nap. You take a coma.
Yeah, like the second before her head hits the pillow, her head doesn't even hit the pillow before she is sound asleep. Like it's as she's laying down.
So Dana will slowly stand up and go and find Gale.
Okay. So one more time for that.
Dana's just gonna go find Gale.
Perfect. You don't have to go far. I'm assuming, did Gale go with you, like, to the boat as well, Gale? Or did you
Yeah,
stay
Gale's
back?
been there the whole time. He's sort of been in one of the side rooms, just practicing on his flying and trying to master landing, I suppose.
You're getting actually kind of good at it. Roll a d20 for me.
Okay, no modifiers, just a straight roll.
Just a straight roll.
All right, first roll of the day. Oh, 19.
Nice. It actually begins to feel really pleasant to fly, like it's like second nature to you. Um, and as you're kind of embracing the wings and using them and flying around, um, you actually feel like you could move farther and faster than you could on your feet normally. And as long as you're flying, you can actually move an extra 5 feet than you could on your hands and feet. So what's your movement speed now again?
30.
We'll put it up to 35 until with a 5 temporary.
5 temporary, okay.
So your movement speed, just remember, is now 35.
Cool. That's not walk speed, that's separate speed, isn't it?
Yeah, that's flying speed.
That'll be, yeah, because at first your wings were the same flying speed and walk speed. Now your wings are a little bit more efficient.
I would assume your
Right.
walking speed is now 15 feet.
Yes, it is difficult terrain for you no matter what until.
Would it be 15 foot?
No, probably about half that.
Oh, Sophie.
You can
so-
fly faster than I can.
Wait, what's your flying speed?
30 feet.
No way.
And Court can fly faster than both of you.
You know
Gale
what?
would Gale would like to race.
Oh gosh.
But so Dana's gonna go knock on the door that she hears Gale practicing in the room of.
Right, I think Gale's sort of mid-flight at this moment. When the knocking happens, he's sort of a bit startled and sort of falls back down ever so slightly.
She's
But yeah,
gonna go.
come in.
She's gonna open the door and go. Hey, I just woke up. If you wanna head out, or you can stay here and keep doing what you're doing.
No, it's cool. I'll come along. Excuse the glitter. I was doing a lot of flying there.
Something he never thought he'd have to say.
The room is covered now, and just you'll notice that like a barbarian kind of walks in and peeks in and just kind of like looks kind of sad now that his room is covered in glitter, but then continues.
Oh,
Sorry, was that yours? I'm really sorry.
He'll kind of move back and check on Cedar, and then kind of go back to patrolling the boat.
I feel really bad now.
Dana just goes, Don't worry. We'll clean it up when we get back.
Okay.
And
yeah, where do you want to go?
just follow me. There's a magic shop that I visited earlier, and
All right, cool.
we'll head back there.
All right, I'll follow your lead. You're probably walking much faster than I am, so I can hover there if you like.
That would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Walking on a stump does not sound fun.
It's taking some getting used to, be quite honest.
And she'll give your hand a quick squeeze and go, we'll get you back in working order. I guarantee it.
Thanks. I appreciate this.
Of course.
So, to the...
Yep. So you guys make it through, almost like bonding. You guys are just kind of walking and kind of chatting, and Gale's like, "Oh, I'm floating. Look at me, I can fly." You know what I mean? And,
Look at me, I'm moving glitter behind me. See?
he might even believe he could touch the sky, and he might even think about it every day. But as things go on, you guys make it back to the same magic shop, and
Can I catch the name of this magic shop this time? You can think on it. I just at some point I'd like the name.
Sure. It's the Little Shop of Wonders.
Okay, I'm more than okay with this.
It's off the top. I'm sorry.
No, I love that.
Please tell me there's a massive carnivorous plant in the corner.
You know what?
We just also Seymour.
There is a very strange, unidentifiable plant as you walk in that may be new. That two of the the clone patrons are not patrons, but clone workers are kind of staring at and poking and prodding.
But so Dana's gonna walk up to the shopkeep and go, "Hi, I'm back."
Hey, welcome back, welcome back. I've gotten a
Um,
ton of new designs since we last talked. Thank you so much for the inspiration.
Of course. I would hope this might, because I've come back with quite the order, so I would hope that might get me a discount.
Oh, yes, okay. What are we talking? What are we doing?
Well, let's see. For myself, I need a rod, arcane focus, a detect magic scroll, the 200 gold in your fancy transcription papers and inks, and those that special order we talked about, magically enchanted to work.
So you need 200 gold of transaction,
Of transcription material for spells,
and you need the
an
detect
an
magic
arcane
scroll.
focus, and a detect magic scroll.
Okay.
This, kids, is why you should take mathematics seriously when you're at school.
When will I use this in real life? D&D.
Every
It's math. Okay. I gotta get things together here.
And so the materials for the transcription is specifically 200 gold worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think an arcane focus. Do you need any sort of specific arcane focus, or just in general?
I would like a rod, but I don't need anything specific.
Okay. Yeah, because those are only like, I'm kind of looking, and what are they?
Like 10 gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say 10 or 15 gold for the more elaborate ones. So yeah, rod is just gonna be 10 gold plus 200 gold worth of paper. And as you say this, you'll notice that like he kind of looks around, and other people begin kind of like other versions of himself begin to kind of grab stuff. Okay.
And I'm
And
also
then
from that soul.
tech magic scroll.
Well, no, wait, wait, Harry, what did you just say?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said something.
No, I think Sophie was making a comment about how this is not Pumat Soul.
Oh.
I said, I'm also Pumat soul.
So yeah, that's just a first.
Anything happens, I'm not Pumat Soul.
Okay, so we have 200 gold transcription, 10 gold rod, 50 gold-ish detect magic scroll. What else did you need? Anything?
The prosthetics.
Okay, and we just want the basic run-of-the-mill kind of common item ones, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Okay. So, and you brought Gale, and you need in the limbs, the limbs. Yeah, you just want the regular ones, I take it.
Mhm.
Yes, I get a little eccentric every time I want to make something new, but I've already have the designs down for the basic ones. Actually, there's less involved than I anticipated the first time. Are you sure you don't want anything too crazy magical?
Nope.
But I mean, can I interest you in
Nah.
hear me out. Lightning feet.
No.
Fire feet.
Regular foot.
Regular water feet.
No.
Air genasi.
Okay.
I wish to master the elements.
I mean, this would set him up to do that. You got
I
a
would
fire
like
hand,
and fire.
and a water foot is an air. Now we just need like an earth something, and he's done.
Just a rock.
Oh.
He could be
Other
the Shanti
poets.
avatar, like.
For the fire foot nation.
Okay. All right. That should be work for. And then, so these are just common magic items. So I can use my nifty chart that I just made this morning, or finished this morning. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Since you came back and you put up with my other blunders, I'll even do 2 for the price of 1 on the feet. Given that your friend had relatively small feet and hands.
I need 1 foot, 1 hand.
Yes. 1 foot, 1 hand. Not lightning feet.
No.
Okay. And he's like really disappointed now.
We'll talk about it after the price is written up for the regular foot and hand.
So, like I said, I'll give you 2 for 1 on that deal. So 50, 60. So discounted 10 gold, and he's doing math in his head now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call it 400 total.
Okay, and let's see. There are 2 more items that I'm actually looking for. That I wanted to check the pricing on everything first before anything else.
Oh, okay.
An arcane grimoire, magically a +1, I believe it's called, and an amulet of the devout +1 as well.
Let's see. Amulet of Out.
Specifically in the shape of a rose for the amulet.
And so you just want a normal one, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, just uncommon on both of them, +1.
Okay. So Amulet of Out, and what was the other one you were looking for?
Arcane grimoire +1.
Okay. Let me see what I have in stock. I have in stock. And he kind of thinks about it, and then it's like, maybe my memory is not as good, but maybe my memory is not as good as well. Maybe his memory is a little bit better, and he's going to look over at his friend, which is actually just himself, and he's going to pause what he's doing because he was kind of designing things, and he stops and he thinks for a second. He's like, I know we have one of those laying around here. And you said you need it in the shape of a rose?
Yes.
So, I have one that might be kissed by a rose. Next to a grave? No? Just a regular? Okay.
Yes.
And he'll sit and think for a moment again. I'm seeing how many song references I can get in today. I don't know why. I just want to get songs stuck in your head successfully by the end of session.
I'm so here for it.
Thank you.
I'm hearing Cleo in my head right now.
I'm here for it too, but I'm gonna act put out.
I don't have anything that would deal in the grimoire aspect, unfortunately, in stock at the moment. They'll sell out surprisingly quickly in this neck of the woods. However, I can customize what you were looking for before, the amulet of devotion. And if you'd like, I can actually likely craft exactly what you're looking for. Amulet of the Devout. If you give me probably a day, I would be happy to customize it exactly how you wish. For 80 gold? Question mark?
I can do that.
Okay, 90 gold it is. Perfect. Yes. Plus, time and service fees
Naturally.
comes up to 85 gold.
Perfect.
Okay.
And she'll actually, once everything that doesn't need to be built is on the table, she'll put down a sack of 500 gold and say, consider it a tip to keep us in mind next time we're around.
Of course. And his eyes kind of glow. Yeah, because that was a little bit of a tip in there too, wasn't there? So you put all 500,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of like picks it up and weighs it, kind of looks at it. He pulls one out, he bites one. It actually bends in half, surprisingly, which is weird for a gold piece because it's like solid metal. And then he kind of like bends it back and gives you a little wink. Yes, like, okay. Well, you come back tomorrow, and I will have a collection of all your goods. And here's a receipt. And you see like 2 different versions of himself now, like drafting and scribbling pieces of paper. The paper like flies together. He grabs it from his hand, from the air into his hand, and he hands it to you. This is your receipt of goods for what you have requested. It is a pleasure doing business for you. And then as he's like ringing you out, like someone else walks in, and he just kind of walks past you and starts talking to the next person.
All right, and so once we walk out with all our stuff, Dana's gonna look at Gale and say, I have a favor to ask of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking in that fight, if you were better protected, what happened might not have happened. So, and I know this is a big ask because it was made for you by a friend, but I think I have a way to work around that. Can I make you new armor, better armor, but incorporate your old armor into it so that what she did is technically still there?
Goodness. If you think it'll help, then yeah, I don't see why not.
Thank you. Then it it could take a couple of days, probably a week at the most. So I'm gonna head off to that forge that I was asking about, and if Cedar asks where I am, just let her know.
Yeah, we'll do. Just make sure you're not obsessing it too much.
Of course,
I,
of course.
I appreciate what you're doing for us here today, but don't just focus on it. Give yourself some time to think and look after yourself.
Will do. And she'll outstretch a hand and say, I might be due. I might be new, but I do care for you all deeply.
So I'll take the hand and I say, well, you may be new, but you're certainly one of us.
And when he takes her hand, she will pull him into a hug.
Aww.
A lot of hugs since I left. This is great.
And then she's gonna head off to that forge where the mithril is waiting.
Perfect. Yeah. I'll say
With-
you've
with
received
Gale's
it.
armor.
Yeah. So with his armor then and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, you receive a message, I guess, from Carlos, because that's who was getting everything set up for you, right? I think how we
Mhm.
had it. Just letting you kind of know where it was. When you get there, you will find it is completely empty. The lights are on, but it seems almost freshly abandoned. The forge is warm. It's beginning to cool a little bit, but everything, like, you have access to a blast furnace. Like, it's pretty high end. You imagine the rental fee for this place is probably pretty expensive.
Mhm.
I'm just imagining Carlos running into the place like.
Quicksilver and Age of Ultron.
Yes.
So
Your
Dana's gonna
nurses.
start with the small stuff first, and she's actually going to start working on her custom rapier and Kittis' custom rapier with the 2 tiefling horns. Making sure that Dana's is made out of Shaylee's horn.
Okay, and these are just the normal rapiers. You're just doing a
Yeah.
cosmetic, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay. So, since it's just probably non-magic, very mundane, I'll probably say it'll probably. I'll let you do both of them in a day, like probably 4 hours each of just kind of like rehilting them, readorning them, fixing them up. Go ahead and do a d20 roll for me for both, though. Just
Okay.
a single.
Oh, so one for both of them?
Yeah, one roll for each.
That's a 9.
On the first one?
Yeah.
And then what's this? Do another one.
That is a 4.
Okay. I'll say it'll take the full 4 hours each then. So if you wanted to
Okay.
do the cosmetics, it'll probably be 4 hours per, because there's not a lot of like work to be done. It's just kind of intricate and detailed and stuff. They'll
Mhm.
come out just fine. It will just take you the full day essentially for both.
Perfect. And when she lets them cool, she's gonna take the whatever mithril was left for her, Gale's armor, and all the steel she collected, and start melting it all down together.
The entire like street lamp.
Right. You'll notice some like pops and fizzes every once in a while from leftover gas pockets folded into the metal. Just, um, but yeah, so I'll say if you
Top of the lamp in the
if
city
you
now.
continue the crafting, that will probably be throughout the night at this point.
I will continue the crafting.
Okay. Um, so yes, you will continue the crafting then. And is this the thing that we discussed before? Just
Yeah.
so you're going to use all the resources,
Mhm.
the remaining. I'll give you a discount on the cost, given that you did have a decent amount of steel on you, or like metal in general in mithril that you purchased. So let me see
Mhm.
here what we had in the chat really quick, and then I'll have you do your rolls. Because are you going to intend to make it throughout the rest of the week?
Yes.
Okay.
I will take 4-hour breaks to take a nap, so I don't
Of course, yeah.
build up exhaustion. But otherwise, yes.
Crafting is done in 8-hour days, so you'll
Okay.
still have like your 888s, right?
Could I cut that time in half by doing it in 16s?
If you want to abandon doing anything story-wise, I'm sure that's fine. But if they pull you away, then probably not.
Okay.
Okay, give me one second.
So I'll start on 16s, and if they pull me away, I'll cut down to 8s.
Okay. Then
Also,
what
while
we'll
it's
do-
still going on, Gel's going to pop back and forth sort of every once in a while, at least once a day, and he's going to give Dana some good berries. So at least then she's getting well fed and she's got plenty of sort of strength to keep going.
And she's every time he pops in, she's gonna go whoa, 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 no looking.
no peeking.
Get out!
I just cover my eyes with my right forearm and hold out the berries in my left. Like, here's some food.
She's gonna take the good berries, kind of shake his shoulder a bit and go, thank you, buddy.
No problem, no problem. And I'm going to try and just sort of.
She'll turn him around, lower his arm, and like help him out the door.
Thank you.
Okay. And so, so we're doing the original thing with discounts and the mithril and things that you already bought. I'm going to probably put you at about 750 gold total.
Okay.
For the remaining materials, tools, workshop rental time, just the accoutrement of the. Is it accoutrement? No, it'd be the a la carte of crafting in this manner. And then go ahead and do your 4 rolls.
All right. Ooh, that's a 19 and a natural 20.
Dang.
Nice.
And then a 4 and a 15.
Okay. So you can take your 16-hour days. I will say with those rolls, something that was going to do probably about 2 weeks, doubled down to 1 week plus efficiencies, and no complications. You're going to look at about 6 days total. For that particular item, just given the fact that you are doing the magical effect, and because you're basically building it from scratch, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's probably about good. So go ahead and calculate that into the totals and stuff that you got with what you already bought. But I think you have enough, so it's no problem.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. And then
And since I do have 8 hours left, in a every day I'll take those spare 4 that I'm not sleeping the second day to go and retrieve the amulet and the limbs, and I'll head back to the boat. And wherever I hear Gale, I will knock on the door.
Yeah. I'll say, yeah, if you'd spend the next day using those 4 hours to go back to the shop, you can collect the limbs that were created, and that can happen next day. Cedar, you were also woken up next day.
Yes.
Looking good. And interestingly enough, you have earned a quark on this armor, which we will go over as soon as it's finished.
Love it.
Nice.
But so Dana will wrap her knuckles on whatever door she hears Gale behind.
Yeah, come in.
She'll open the door and she'll go, so when we were at the magic shop, I had some things built for you. And she'll
Cedar scurries in. We're doing this now. Okay.
she will
We're doing
hold out
the
the
next thing.
she'll hold out the hand and the foot.
Wow. These are for me?
Well, you need a new hand and foot, don't you?
Well, yeah, I guess, but thank you. How do they work?
You slip them on, bada bing, bada boom.
And they explode?
No,
No. Why would we give them to you if they'll
she'll just
explode?
kinda on his forehead.
Okay, there it goes. I pop
Above
the
game, I don't think they require attunement.
No, they would lash on, and then they would receive the signals from your brain, essentially. So they're magical, but they're only really lashed on. So you could remove them, or if someone wanted to try to remove them from you, it wouldn't be extremely difficult. They would just have to break some leather bindings. But it does kind of lash up on, and kind of go up to just below your knee. And then it goes up to your forearm just before your elbow, and you notice just kind of leather straps and buckles as they kind of go down, and you feel the pressure, but it's not too much pressure where it's uncomfortable. And then just given any sort of thought, it almost acts as like a ghost hand where you can completely move and articulate both the metal foot and hand as you would a regular hand. It's just cold to the touch like metal would be.
I mean, this is. Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, this is really going to help. I don't know what to say.
Well, don't say anything just yet. And she'll take out the amulet, and she'll fasten it around your neck. This should help with your abilities. To my understanding, at least, I've only read about it.
My abilities? In what way?
I don't entirely know. I was just told it makes clerics more powerful. Or not told, but I read it makes clerics more powerful. But I haven't encountered many clerics in my day, as evidenced by, the arms.
Look, if you need it at any point.
Oh,
let me know.
no. Thank you.
Well, we'll find out what it does together, eh?
Absolutely. And so above game, that's an amulet of the devout +1, which will raise your DC and hit spells by 1.
Yeah,
Nice.
so the saving throw DCs and the DCs of your spells. So yeah, so it's all basically you get a +1 on most everything you're doing aside from basic attack rolls. So any spell attack rolls and saving throws, you'll get a +1 to. It does require an attunement though, I believe. So you should be able to add it to D&D Beyond though, as part of your
just do
items.
that myself.
Yeah, and it should calculate it for
Yeah.
you.
And then she'll give Gale a quick hug, and turn to Cedar, and go, I wasn't able to get anything for you, and I'm truly sorry about that.
No,
But
it's okay. That's not necessary.
But I do have something I think you'd like to see.
Oh?
Let's go back to your new quarters, I suppose they are.
I guess.
And I'll
oh,
show
yeah.
you.
Sure.
And to sidebar game, did you give both of the copper sending spells to Kittis?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure, because Dana would have been the one to collect them, so I just want to make
Oh,
sure.
sorry. I
Oh,
thought
yeah,
you were.
yeah.
Her
Oh,
intention
Sorry.
was to still be nice to Kittis.
Yes.
and above game, does
And
Kittis
then-
get her bag back?
Now that the lamp is gone, yes, she does.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna
But
text
while that
Reese
while
she
that
has the bag.
150-pound lamp was on my person, I was not giving that lamp back, or that bag back. But so she'll take Cedar into the captain's quarters, and she'll actually take off her her ripped, tattered, worn cloak and hang it up, and go, you see my cloak right there?
Yeah.
And she'll grab the end of it, and she'll kind of close her eyes, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and she'll grasp onto her new arcane focus and cast mending with my new level in wizard.
Nice.
Oh my gosh! Three wizards! Three wizards, yes! So you're a wizard now?
Yeah.
That's so cool! I'm excited for you! Oh my gosh!
And then she'll cast prestidigitation to make it look nice.
Oh, good choice on prestidigitation. That's one of my favorites, personally. And shocking grasp, but
That one I did not take. Swords.
yeah, I mean, you don't need it. But I prefer to be my own taser.
Fair.
But that's awesome.
But yeah, and then I figured, with your consent, there is one more thing I'd like to show you, because I feel like you could use it given the days you had.
Okay.
I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Dang it. Wait, let me check what I had to say for that.
Well, no, technically,
Well,
unless
since
you
I
want to
didn't-
save for
yeah.
it, but technically, because you gave your consent.
I did, didn't
Yeah.
I? Cedar falls down laughing.
And
God.
I just leave it for like 30 seconds, and then I break it.
Okay, whew. Yeah, no, I needed that. Thank you. That's another good spell. I have that one too. I just haven't had a chance to use it for a while.
And then she'll give Cedar a hug, and go, if I think Gail already told you, but if you need me, I'll be back at the forge for another couple days.
Okay, make sure you're taking care of yourself, okay?
Of course, Gail checks on me every day. You're welcome to go with him if you'd like.
I think I will swing around one of these days. I'm kind of working on some stuff in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then I'll head back to the forge and continue my 16 hours of work.
Once Dana, oh wait till. Okay.
What's up?
Once Dana heads to the forge, Cedar goes and knocks on Gail's door.
Yeah?
Hey, I know I told you earlier, like a couple days ago, that I'd explain all the blah that happened in Nexus, I guess. And because I explained to Dana and Kittis, and it'd be unfair not to explain to you. And frankly, I think Akron just kind of either overheard or knows. I don't think much gets past her, even though she doesn't really say a lot.
No, she does have a way with things like that, doesn't she?
Yeah. But, can I come in?
Yeah.
I want to
yeah,
get out of
course.
that room. It's definitely still his room.
Yeah, no problem. I've tried to make it not glittery. I've tried practicing my flying, so it's not perfect, but makes some
Here,
fine.
Here, if the glitter's bothering you, let me help. And I cast prestidigitation real quick to kind of clean the room of glitter.
You got rid of
Really?
almost all of it. There's still some remnants that even
As is-
magic won't ever be able to cure.
As is Glitter's way. Yeah, well, I
I
did
think
what
they'll
I
just
could.
sits on the bed and like a cloud just appears.
Huh.
I
um.
could really use that. It's really, really helpful.
Oh, Doku. By the way, has that roll happened? Can we do that roll that we talked about a while back? I'll text you on that.
Yeah, go and shoot me a quick reminder.
Yeah. Give me a sec. Where's the?
So while she does that, I did just remember this. I do want to, with my next day of rest, I want to take my spare 4 hours and transcribe Detect Magic and Liam's Tiny Hut into my book.
Okay.
Which
Right,
I now
because
have.
you have the scrolls for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And this is the Ritual Caster book, not the Wizard book.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm caught up. Sorry, I was just back and forth conversation. Gail, do me a favor and roll a perception check.
Perception for me. That gives me a +3 there. 10.
Solid.
Dirty 20. Wow, I'm glad that worked. But
Okay, carry on.
so I mean, what do you want to know?
I mean,
I'm not really sure where to start. It was easier with the other two because it had just all kind of happened. But do you have any
Well-
questions?
I mean, I don't want to force you to say things you don't want to say. I understand that things are going to be a bit difficult for you, so wherever you think is best for you and however much you're willing to say.
Okay. Try and give you the short version then. Back when I was maybe about 13, I got in a bit of a sticky situation. Shalius got me out of it. That's when I met him, and he kind of taught me how to live on the streets. I was living on the streets beforehand at that time, but I'd run into a bit of a patch of bad luck. So, Shalius helped me, and I thought, I mean, he was basically like family for a while. We had a code that we agreed to, because even okay, plain and simple, and I just kind of hold up my hand, and I'm holding the holy symbol. I am and was a thief, and I hand it back to you.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I thought, I don't know. Well, we had a code not to steal from those who couldn't afford it, and we would steal from those who deserved it. Call it karmic justice or whatever. I don't know. But eventually, he had other plans and started to manipulate and trick me into breaking our code. And when I found out is when I left. That's when I stowed away on a ship and headed over to the continent and floated around for a couple years. Stayed in a couple different magic schools pretending to be a student. I'd live in libraries sometimes, and then I found myself in Bearvane. Started studying at the obelisk, and now we're here. I didn't really imagine ever coming back to Nexus, so I didn't think it'd be an issue. But apparently, the Fae had some other plans.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that changes things. I mean, I guess I'm now the leader of a thieves guild, so that's great.
That is it's a lot to go through. I'm so sorry that happened.
Yeah, Shalius was kind of the last person I fully trusted. I think I was 17, 18 when I left.
You've been on the run all this time.
Yeah. And I kind of haven't really let anyone get super close. I mean, I wasn't. I mean, Mai was my mentor, but I wasn't particularly close with her. And now I've been traveling with you all for 5 months, and it's just difficult. It's not, I'm not, oh, it's coming out all wrong. You all are
Look,
great. I just,
how is it difficult for you?
I'm just kind of waiting until the day you all either wake up and realize that I'm not worth keeping around, or I disappoint you all into it. I mean, okay. This might help a little. Have you ever heard of Trouble Hatch? Ah, shoot, no, wait, that's an Owlin thing. Trouble hatches are when your egg is way too small. There's a certain, I guess, some old wives' tales and stuff about how trouble hatches are, they either have bad luck or they bring bad luck. Whether
Right.
that be to their family, to themselves, or to those around them. While I'm not small for an Owlin, I'm definitely small for my particular family line. I'm a trouble hatch, and I'm not really so sure that the old wives' tales are just that. But I don't know. It's difficult because I want to trust you guys. And to some degree, I do. I mean, I wouldn't have let you cast command on me if I hadn't, because that's actually how I got in a tricky situation that, then Shaylee's found me, etc. and on. It's a lot.
I figured I had something when I cast it.
Yeah. But I want to, but that part of me kind of got broken a long time ago. There's kind of only ever been one person that's ever not broken my trust. And he's not exactly around anymore. But yeah. I don't want to hurt you guys, I guess. And I'm afraid that the second I let my guard down, that something's gonna happen.
I'm going to be completely and utterly honest with you, Cedar. I have no intention of walking away or manipulating you or anything like that. And I don't want to speak for everybody else, but I'm sure they feel the same way. You know, since we first met, all that, was it really 5 months ago? In Bearvane, however long ago it was.
In this time, I guess. I don't know Fae time.
Yeah. Well, however long ago we met, I don't know, I sort of instinctively thought you were someone to trust. I know that's probably not what you were expecting to hear, but
No, definitely not.
the thing is, I don't make a lot of friends. Like, apart from Gilcius and a couple of the others back at the monastery, there's not a lot of people I know that I can call friend. You, I think, are the first person that I met that wasn't thrust upon me in some sort of destiny or fate. So in a lot of ways, you're my first real friend. So I'm not just going to turn my back on you or hurt you. And look, you don't have to worry about hurting me either, or anybody. It's kind of what I'm here for. I'm sorry that all that stuff happened to you in the past, and you feel like you can't trust anybody. I wish I could say I understand and I get it, but unfortunately I don't.
I'm
But I
glad you
see.
don't get it.
Yeah,
I would hate it if you did.
yeah.
I mean, you met Shalius.
All I know is, it sounds really horrible to say out loud, but I'm glad he's not be able to torment you. And even though I don't understand what you've been through, I can see the hurt that's been caused. I know it's going to take some time, and I know you won't trust us properly for a little while, but we're here for you. I'm here for you. Take all the time you need to figure out if you can trust us, and we'll be here. You just say the word, and if you need to talk again, I'm there.
Thanks. I'm gonna head back to my room. I've got kind of a lot to think about.
Yeah, yeah.
But thanks, Gail.
Anytime.
And she kind of walks out of the room and heads back.
So, the ship itself just kind of feels solemn and quiet. She guys kind of had a heart-to-heart for the first time. And Gale still lovingly accepting you blindly. Dana is back in her forge, just pounding away, sweating, blood, sweat, and tears. Hands are raw from working day after day. And I'll say we'll come to the end of the week. Dana, final hammer blow on the gift. That's what's being made. She kind of dips the final piece into oil and smoke comes out. She pulls it out, and it's shiny and new. It's clean. There's different patterns of the folds of steel kind of flowing throughout. And she notices something as she is holding it. And as she feels just this level of satisfaction, the color of the made item seems to be shifting based off of that mood. It became very clear that somehow there was an imperfection, but it also was part of its perfection, and that the armor itself seems to be able to read her feelings as she feels it and touches it. And yes, the quirk that was installed and imbued into this item was one of your feelings in itself, as it does change color with your mood as you're feeling it and touching it.
My mood or the wearer's mood?
The wearer's mood.
Perfect. And so she will kind of lug this thing back to the ship, very slowly and carefully. But when she gets back there, she's going to once again knock on Gale's door.
Yeah, coming. And Gale opens the door up with his new hand.
And she'll kind of smile when she sees that, and she'll go, "So, how's it feel?"
It's gonna take some getting used to, but feels good to be able to lend a hand again.
I'm glad. And she'll slowly walk into the room, and she'll kind of set her gift covered in a sheet on top of your bed, and she'll go, Well, just whenever you're ready, it's right there.
That's the
Hmm.
okay. I'll sort of carefully remove the sheet from the
And
other.
what you see is a set of plate mail with on the right half of the almost split perfectly in half on the right half of the armor is are like almost as if a rose bush were depicted growing up on and over the armor. And then on the left half, it's kind of the polar opposite, and it's the Fae and Fae magic, and you see little depictions of your own wings. And then right in the center, right about where your amulet would hang, is uh is very carefully and intricately carved the face of a bear.
This is beautiful. I. This is like the third time this week you've got me at a loss for words. I don't know how to respond.
Then
This is
don't
amazing.
just put it on. And it
Okay.
should. The reason it took so long, was able to get a little bit of magic to make it light so you can actually properly utilize it.
Wow.
And there's one more little thing that I think you'll find fun.
Okay.
Put it on and you'll see.
All right. And I start strapping the armor on. I do it over the robes.
And
This
I would
time as a
assume
part.
it starts shifting color to match your current mood.
Whoa! What?
Are you
Is it?
grateful and happy for the gift?
Yeah.
Then, so the steel itself would still be kind of a blue, but the, almost the, as you kind of are excited and happy of the gift from your friend, it becomes kind of like a soft pink. Still has its like steel, like gray color, but almost over top, there's just like this soft layer of translucent pink that kind of washes over it with your excitement as you put it on.
Whoa!
And she'll kind of she'll smirk and she'll go, "Yeah, that one I did not intend. I have no idea how it happened, but it did, and I think it's really neat."
It is. I'm glowing pink.
Along with every other color when you shed glitter.
Wait, what?
You don't know that you shed glitter?
Oh yeah, I know that I should glitter, but it's gonna
Yeah,
go blue as well.
it could. I don't know.
How do I make it go blue? What about red or yellow? How do I do that?
Get sad, get angry. I don't know.
Get
Oh,
yellow.
it's
I don't.
it's emotional.
Hmm.
Okay. Cool.
So now, without your shield, your AC is 18. And you now
Whoa.
are the owner of Mithril Plate Mail. Because
What the
mechanically,
hell?
without it being Mithril, you could not wear it. Because the strength
Oh.
requirement is 15.
Yeah. So
Oh my
basically,
God.
it's we built the strength requirement out of it.
Awesome.
So
How
if
do I
D and
spell
D
myth-
Beyond gives you trouble when equipping it, you should be able to bypass it and still equip it.
Well, yeah, if you select the Mithril Plate Mail specifically, you'll be fine.
Mithril?
It'll,
Oh no, as
it'll
if
just say
you
Mithril Armor, and you'll get to pick a subcategory of Plate Mail.
Mithril plate. Okay. Oh yeah, that's so cool. Let's give this a go. This is the first time I've gotten Mithril anything, so this is
Ooh.
really cool as a player. Oh yeah, it's saying over carrying capacity,
Mm.
but I think that's the only thing that's.
Well, yeah, that's true, because it's very heavy, but we don't do carrying capacity, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
We
Oh,
just do if
okay.
it's logical that it's on your person, then you can hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if I have my shield equipped, my
Your
AC is
AC 's
20.
Yep.
Mhm.
Holy cow!
As the cleric should be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We were like, okay, let's just defend the cleric a little more.
All right. So not too bad there. Yeah. So if you want it to be a dark blue or a light blue, you would have to feel calm, relaxed, serene, or at inner peace.
Ooh.
So, what is what is your natural state as Gale, you think?
Oh, I think it's he has moments of calm and serenity when he's sort of out in nature, but a lot of the time he is at a very base level, even just slightly excited.
Then for the most part, then your armor will probably be so it'll be its steel color, but it'll have just this light reflection or kind of translucent coloring of a pale violet
Ooh,
in
So
your
cool.
resting state.
cool. Oh,
I
Rain, can
need
you check your Instagram?
Mhm.
Sent you a message.
And I think it's probably a good time for. Do you guys want to take just a quick quick
Yeah.
5-minute?
Yeah, that'd be
Maybe
great.
5-8
Perfect.
minutes. Yeah. So I'm
Oh,
like, I
my elbow
kind of
just
gotta
popped.
pee. So
Ooh,
I think
My
yeah.
elbow.
For anyone who is still watching, if you guys want, sit tight with us here. It's a long stream, so we're just gonna take a quickie little break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
See you soon.
music.
Guess who's back? Back again.
It's the real Slim Shady.
And we still have
Alright.
after me.
So we are back. Welcome back, everybody. Hope we had a good 8-minute break there. I was getting a little bit of a snack, so pardon the delay of 30 seconds there.
How dare you? No, I'm kidding.
I am more than happy with the DM's break, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, yes, you guys are now past a certain amount of time, and it's funny because I'm probably going to have to retcon some stuff because you guys technically passed the 2-day time frame. And the one person that was paying attention to it is probably going to be the only person who knows. And it's also one of the only players that we don't have right now. So, I guess it will remain a mystery for a little while.
Relo.
That is dominant.
Oh
wanna
no, what
see
happened to the baby?
You say Trilo?
Yes.
Wasn't Trilo Bear in the Big Blue House? Yeah.
Was it?
Yep. Hold on, let me see.
I just put Philo and Tree together. So. I didn't. There wasn't a reference.
We're gonna have to start singing Goodnight Moon now.
Aww.
Oh, yeah. Trilo, he was the little Muppet lemur. Oh, that is hilarious. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if it's not letting me copy paste. Let me just grab a snip. Oh man, when you feel old inadvertently because you realize Bear in the Big Blue House was 1997.
Dang.
Yep. It's just funny that you said Trilo because my head immediately went to Bear. So
It's brightly colored.
good old 90s.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Anyway,
I can remember.
nostalgia aside.
Love it.
So, you guys are approached on the 5th day, and kind of a timid Oshalius approaches you, and he kind of gets you guys when you're all together. I'm assuming you're all kind of on the boat, hanging out with Gale, and he'll approach. Little lass and friends, I don't want to step on your toes and metal toes for those who have them now. But this boat should have been moving a few days ago now, and
yes.
I think you understand the lucrativeness of this contract. I don't want to push you, but you should probably at least let the boat set off soon.
Yes. You'll give me a second, and I kind of like pull the other two aside. So here's
What's
what
his
I'm
contact?
thinking.
What I missed?
Okay. So I have a bit of an idea. I don't necessarily. It's not optimal, but I think we let the shipping go on as is for now, because then there's no suspicion. Because apparently some of the charges has to do with some of the nobles of the area, and so I think we need to, if they don't know about us, it's better that way, because we can go deal with it, and see where they're getting these blue charges from.
Right. So,
However, what I want to do is break all these charges right here and now. But if we do that, that will draw too much attention.
So we have to play the long game and then find out more information about these charges.
Yep. Exactly. And if we can stop it at the source, then the river will stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The Fae are not going to like this, but
They're not, and they're also not gonna like that I may or may not have yelled at White.
what?
Okay, so I have a reason. Shalius had a little tiny white fairy on his shoulder that whole time, and that was the reason that Philo's body blew up and that your hand and foot aren't a thing anymore. Well, I mean, they are a thing. They're in Kittis's bag, but that they're not attached to you anymore.
So wait. A Fae was involved in this?
Yeah, but I thought, since it was a little white fairy, that it was the one that she was with the one we met. And so when both of you were unconscious, I may have picked up Philo's body and said, "Is this really worth it to you?" Because I thought she had sacrificed her familiar to play some game with us.
And I'm guessing.
And then the little white thing got closer, and I realized different shade of white. Whereas Time Maiden white is more like a translucent-y white, blue, magic-y kind of thing. That one was more like tooth and bone white.
Oh, that is an unfortunate assumption.
Yeah, I got a distinctly evil vibe from that thing that I did not get from our friend. So,
Okay, so somewhere out there is a Fae that does not like us.
yeah. So apparently there are evil fae in the mix, which shouldn't surprise me. I mean, there's good and evil humans, so why shouldn't there be good and evil fae? But also, why the heck are you working with Shalius, and why the heck are you shipping little pieces of one of your people?
Okay, this goes much deeper than I thought it did.
Exactly. So, I say we let the charges go as they are, but if the Fae have a problem with it, it's my problem, okay? It was my decision, and I am the one that yelled at White, so if one of us has to be the one that they get mad at, it should be one of us, not all of us. Especially because the two of you were unconscious when I did the yelling.
Yeah, but I suppose, guilty by approximation.
But if we can avoid that, then that's optimal.
Well,
In my
yeah,
opinion.
but I feel like we all act as one,
Look, let's discuss that after we get off the boat so they can continue their operation.
Yes.
Right, of course, yeah.
But DM, what I know from my identify spell, could the golem go in the bag in its chest form?
Since it's alive, probably not.
Okay.
Would this travel with us?
How heavy is it in its chest form?
Let me see.
Need to get like a cart or something.
So, 450 grams in a pound, 100 coin to pin a pound. Later, put 800-ish pounds.
Makes sense.
So then Dana's gonna turn to the other two. Alright, look. The one issue is the chest, which we cannot carry.
For
so
our English people, it's 57 stone, or the weight of your mom. I'm kidding. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Man.
But so Dana's gonna go. So what I'm thinking we do is we leave chest on the boat because everyone who runs the boat knows that chest is the head's personal property, so they won't mess with it. And
Right.
we just get in contact with the ship captain whenever we need funds and meet with the boat at X location, wherever X may be.
I like that.
Mhm.
Plus, I think it's probably best if we don't like shake up Tommy's life too much.
Agreed.
Yeah.
He seems happy on the boat.
And
But yes, that does seem like a good plan.
all right. Otherwise, if there's anything y'all need, I'm good to go.
I'm good to go as well.
Mhm.
Shalius just turns around. Business will continue as normal, with the charges for the time being.
And the other lesser lucrative jobs will continue as normal, I'm assuming as well.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, I did want to ask. You said that this more lucrative part of the deals, they run through certain nobles. Which ones were those again specifically?
I believe the list of of who is not involved. Uh, there,
That sounds about right.
but you're talking about the nobles in the Blessed Isle that are involved.
Yes.
Yes. I believe the dealings are between the Colorus House and Shalius back in the day. It's when the original deal was struck.
Irony. All right. So, do you know which of the colors?
Well, I believe Adlar was the face, um, but the children must run the operations in contact with the mercantile and the merchandise.
All right. Thank you. Just keep things as they are, and yes, I think that's all for today. Thank you.
Of course,
And thank you for making this a much easier transference of leadership. Thank you.
and thank you for not coming in and rocking the boat, as they'd say. We've had a way
No
of
worries.
doing things for ages now, and you could have easily uprooted a lot of people, so it is much appreciated that you have such a criminal mind.
Well, it is what it is. And if you have it, use it.
Yes, if you'd like me to arrange a meet, you express your want to send the boat on the normal route. Should we deliver a message to Silvko or Koshi as needed?
No.
So
Just
you wish
I
to
just want
leave.
things to continue as normal.
You wish to expressly leave your name out of it, then?
Yes.
I would might suggest appointing a good liar to accompany the boat. Then, if there's anyone you so trust, if not, I'm sure it will be fine. But this goes on
I
too
will
long
leave that
without
decision up
Shilius.
to you.
Up to me.
Yes, take it as an investment in trust.
A promotion, if you will. Are you sure you don't want to see me dead? It
No,
chuckles
no.
off like awkwardly.
No. We have no quarrel, and I think you have a good business sense. So
Well, I will say, if it is all right with you, I'll let this boat go unattended, and I may hop on the next one to
all right.
ease any confusion or concern with the shipping. And he'll
Thank
kind of
you.
like, as he says shipping, wink a little bit. Of course.
Perfect.
And of course, I will leave your name out of it for now, but it may come to light one day.
That is the way.
And he'll, it's like, well, I will send the boat off as soon as you deboard them.
All right. And she kind of motions for the other two, like to kind of like, okay, let's get off the boat.
All right.
All right.
Because I don't put money in front of you guys very often. Did you want to take more before you left?
That's what I've been thinking about.
I was like, I don't usually interact with the DM, but I also know I haven't given you guys much
Hmm.
coin value.
Yeah.
I think we probably should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say, let's take another 1,000.
Yes.
All right. And is there anything you want to give up in trade?
I don't have anything else to give that isn't essential.
I will approach the gun and I'll say, would you be interested in a weapon, maybe?
And he doesn't unfrill his full form, but his tongue comes out of the out of the front.
I'm guessing that's a yes. Again, I was going to reach into his robe. He's going to pull out a very small sickle. He's going to sort of place his voice and say, I haven't really needed to use this. I don't know why I was given a gardening tool before I left, but well, you're more than welcome to have it. And thank you.
And he'll take it, and he's like salivating. A couple drops drip from his tongue of just like, because he's like salivating just for goods and things. And you'll kind of hear in your mind he's never had a sickle before, and he'll roll it up into his chest, and then he'll kind of spit out the gold. It'll kind of come from his mouth, kind of like a slot machine. You almost hear the do 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 sound of just like Vegas as it like spits out and kind of like falls to the floor. But you get about 1,000 gold pieces. But he lets out kind of like a heavy sigh, and he seems noticeably smaller by about an inch. So
Okay.
he did shrink a little bit.
Little bit.
And above game, I'll keep track of all the gold.
Oh, okay.
Good thinking.
I also just lost my headset for about 10 seconds because I accidentally unplugged it with my foot. So if you
Nice.
said anything, I missed it.
Yeah, so then we'll head off the boat.
Okay. And as soon as you do, you hear the whistle and a couple of roars and grumbles of bears. And you see Oshalius like smack the ass of the boat to like kind of send it off as it kind of breaks the dock and then pushes off and just begins to kind of like slowly float away in the direction of Great Forks. It's not headed directly to the Blessed Isle. It's heading to Great Forks, as you guys remember, to pick up the other set of charges of the other color. To trade out and then head to the Blessed Isle.
Cool. All right. Should we find somewhere to stay for the night? Figure out our plans? Because I feel like we should probably have a chat about. I guess I had an interesting conversation with White. I don't know if you all did, but I think we should probably talk out next steps.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Seeing as I feel like they're trying to push me to do some stuff.
Okay.
Seeing as where they dropped us.
Yeah.
Well, then I say, now that he's been departed, we head back to the original inn because they had the guild seemed to have an inn there, so we'll get it discounted if not free.
Oh, good point. And we would like to go there now.
Okay. Let's see if I remember where that was. I do. I think I do.
I sure don't.
What is geography?
Because I remember it was like the Dragon Head Inn, right?
It was the Dragonstone Inn.
The Dragonstone Inn, gotcha. So
Wait, but isn't that innkeeper dead?
Yes.
So is the inn still working, or is it just like an empty building now?
It's under new management.
Well, I'm sure you'll find out.
Oh boy.
We just lost video on the stream.
Well,
Oh.
dang.
Oh dear.
There we go.
There it is. Yeah.
Back on.
Yeah,
Nice.
I had tabbed out and it closed when I was looking up. I was trying to go through my history maps, and I found it. This is it.
Mhm.
I remember. I like this one.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
So you will notice upon going in that it is very lively, and there is a small sign scribbled on the door, in Common and Dwarvish and a bunch of other language that says under new management. And when you go in, if you were to go in, you would see a giant innkeeper, and he has two stone pillars sitting on the wall propped up behind him as he's moving around and very slowly pouring drinks. And you see kind of
Yes.
a small child sitting on his shoulders, kind of giving him orders, directing him where to go.
Well, look, he has his own kiddos.
Ah,
I think I know where you got that inspiration from.
All right, go ahead and name it. Where'd I get it from?
I don't remember the name of the character, but they're a duo from Mortal Kombat 10.
I was actually thinking more Bleach.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kenpachi and the kid.
Uh
Clever.
Chaotic is with us.
Hey,
Chaotic is with us.
welcome, Chaotic.
But so Dana will walk in and just kind of smirk and walk up to the big guy and go, so I see that you've switched careers after kicking the shit out of me.
Well, the opportunity presented itself. I don't know what I'm going for. These accents today, I'm sorry. And my little sister said, get to the bar. And so just we decided to take over.
Into the chopper.
I'll be
Get to the
back.
chopper bicycle.
Oh, mercy.
Put the cookie down.
In a world where innkeepers die. Anyways.
And it's kind of, but also not our fault. To be fair, that one was
So,
completely serious.
So Dana will just will go find a table, just a clear table, and sit down.
You will notice that the moment you and your party sit down, everyone else around retreats from that table.
Oh.
Out of not out of
Awkward.
fear, but kind of out of a respect or admiration, like they're offering it up because they, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's new.
People are so nice here.
It's not unwelcome.
Oh, no, it's nice. It's definitely nice to have a table. Not have to
And,
squeeze in with strangers.
Dana's gonna kind of pop her back and go, after about a week of hunching over a forge, I don't know about y'all, I could use a drink. And she'll pull out her
Grief, how many
wa-
vertebrae do you have?
Huh?
How many pops?
And she'll pull out her wineskin and just pour herself a glass. And she'll offer it around the table.
Kidis definitely takes it. And leaves it empty for the next person. So she takes it all down.
And now I have to brew new ale, or new wine. Thank you, child.
And she'll smile and laugh and just go, "That was really good."
I know.
Oh,
I
gosh.
made it.
Like the second person in a row we've had in our party that makes their own drinks.
I'm picky with my wine.
Mm.
Is that a consolation? Never tried it.
And
Barely handle whiskey.
she'll slide the glass in your direction.
Okay. Gail will take a short sip and see how it tastes.
It's definitely it's one of those. It's not like one of the highest end bottles of wine kind of thing. It's more like upper mid shelf. It's definitely had its time to breathe, had its time to sit. It's a nice it's a nice full body red. That sort of thing.
out of character, I definitely approve. Yeah. Ooh.
Real
This is
quick to
very
answer
cute.
Chaotic's question. We got him prosthetics. Yeah, we got Gale some prosthetics. Also, Ranky, check your.
Okay.
Yes, he now has a metal hand and a metal foot. He's like partially on his way to being the Winter Soldier.
And so once Gail's taken a sip, she'll kind of smirk and go, "So what's off?"
Well, it's burnier than most grape juices I've had. That's what wine's made out of, right?
Ooh,
Yes.
great juice that burns.
But it is. It is nice. I like it.
I think I might have to make you a bit of my next batch. And then when it's brought back to Dana, she'll kind of slide it in Cedar's direction and go, "Well, I'm not the only one that needs to take the edge off, so be my guest."
No thanks, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm really tired. I'm gonna head up to my room real quick and do a little bit of reading, kind of wind down.
Roll a perception check.
Which person?
You, because you're getting
Me?
up, right?
Oh, okay. Perception. Give me a second. I need to get my 13.
Chaotic, stop giving us ideas.
I know, right? Chaotic, just like, hey. So you don't notice this before, but a hand reaches out and kind of grabs your clothing and tries to like pull you down to sit back down, and it really catches you off guard because you completely didn't notice that she was there before.
Yeah.
It was the small child sitting on
Oh,
Girder's
that's a kid.
shoulder just a moment ago, and she's quite strong. Kind of caught you off guard. There's not really a contest of strength, but she kind of like catches you and tries to pull you back down. She's like, "Where are you going so soon? We must celebrate in honor of you."
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Oh.
I can give you some drinks on the house as to commemorate your opening up the availability for us to move in.
My friends can get whatever they want. I'll have some tea.
Okay. So give me 1 second.
Cedar's looking a little fidgety.
Yeah, Dana's gonna look at Cedar and notice this, and go kind of all right, look, just the rest of us will happily take you up on that offer. Someone drank me out of all my wine.
We have plenty of wine. I can definitely bring you some. Cedar, go ahead and do a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, mercy. Oh, wait, that's cocked. Although it kind of turned into a 14. I caught it in my hand and it was 14 facing up, so we'll just take that. Wisdom saving. Give me a sec. 17.
Ooh. So
Respectable, right?
you are inclined to sit down and continue drinking, and you now just have a thirst for wine. At first you wanted tea, but you almost feel charmed to sit and enjoy the offerings. And go ahead and roll a perception check.
5.
You said 5?
I said 5.
You don't notice this, but the girl's pink hair is kind of held down by a very rainbow-colored shaped beanie. And as you begin to feel like you're parched and want to drink, you don't notice, but the rest of the table seems to notice that a small flicker of color might have come from the hat when you decided to sit back down, at least for a drink.
All right, I'll take a little glass of wine, just a little.
Perfect. That was charm.
Seeker's still kind of like a little like, like.
It's not pink, it's lightish red. I make that joke all the time. Oh my gosh, I miss it. What was it called? It's not pink, it's light red. It was the stupid web series with the Halo Spartans. What was it called?
Yeah.
Oh, red versus blue.
Red versus blue. I
Red
fucking
versus
love
blue.
that show.
Yes, thank you,
Oh
man.
my god.
It's not pink, it's light red. It's like, yeah, just keep telling yourself that.
Moose
Oh,
was
man.
my everything when I was a kid.
Aw.
What am I face do? That brings me back.
Right?
Oh man. Okay. So yes, that was just charm person, and
Dang it.
so that's all it was.
Okay.
So she just wants you to sit and drink and enjoy.
One second.
Mhm.
No, that wouldn't technically work. Never mind.
And it also was an item that did it. You don't sense any inherent magic.
Is
from
it her
this person.
beanie?
It may be her
Not for
beanie.
Cedar. That's a Sophie question.
It is her beanie.
Yeah.
Are you aware of why that's important or no?
Nope.
Perfect. Okay.
Dang it! I don't like that response.
It's okay. It was a
No, it
private
isn't.
it was a private conversation, so I just wanted to make sure you didn't know what was going on or what it is.
I'm scared now.
It's fine. I only did this because Chaotic came. Anyways, moving on. So you are
Yeah,
compelled to
you betrayed
drink
me.
at least for one drink, and you will drink it as part
Okay.
of the charm. But you don't really seem unnatural aside from that. But okay. So a couple minutes later, she's gonna show up, and she comes out with like top shelf bottle. Now Cedar's cup will actually be half filled with something already. What looks to be kind of like tea. You actually see bits of green fleck because it was like a nice loose leaf tea. It
Ooh.
smells like tea. And then she'll actually pour some of the bottle into it. So you're kind of like a half-half, like an Arnold Palmer of tea / crown. And then she'll actually magically produce ice cubes that drop into your glass, and she'll go around and fill each glass with ice cubes. And you'll notice a wrist bangle like does a little charm or a flick every time that you hear the clinking of ice fall into the glass. And then she'll like pour around, and then you'll see this big hulking girder right behind her and be like, "My turn, pour." And he'll kind of pour the glass
gosh.
as well, but he misses a lot when he gets to Cedar
Aw.
or to Gales and Kittis's, and his like hand is way bigger than the bottle, so you get like full and it
Bleh.
spills over, and he's like, "I do good help." And then he takes the bottle and walks back behind the shelf.
Thank you.
Bless.
Also, as Brett, the fact that you mixed wine and tea. No sack.
That hurts me.
Hurts
Yeah.
me too.
It's like the cracking of spaghetti when people are cooking it to an Italian person. It's just like the meme.
Oh gosh. Spaghetti. Now he's upset.
No, I'm sitting.
Sorry, that came out of my mouth before I could really stop it.
It's all good. All good. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with this drink. Anyone who wants to roll an insight can as to why.
I'll roll an insight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't
Same
trust
here.
you.
Oh, it's cocked. 19.
15.
23.
Okay. Anyone 15 and up will.
So all of us.
Yeah, pretty much. She wanted you to sit down and enjoy a drink because she wanted to get into your good graces.
Oh.
She and Girder have a place now of their own. You can kind of assume that being him, he's had a hard time because he's really only good for fighting. and she's
Oh.
wanted more for him. So now she's trying to suck up to you by giving you like top shelf bottle tea from the Blessed Isle in your homeland. That's also really only reserved for nobles that she shouldn't have. And if you can tell by the taste, that's kind of where it comes from and what it is. It shouldn't necessarily be mixed with alcohol, but the pairing is almost good and almost nullifies the alcohol, but you still get the drink. But it is a strong proof that's probably aged like 40 to 50 years. So you can taste like the barrel it was in before it got moved to the glass, and it's tilted so there's no air contamination. Like, it is just full and bodied and spiced, and that's why it mixes at least a little bit somewhat well with the tea. But her intention is to literally not be on your bad side. So she intentionally charmed you so you could enjoy her like, she wanted you to at least see what she has to offer.
Oh. Okay,
You
that's
can always
adorable.
that alcoholic beverage is aged like fine wine.
You're making me as a person jealous, Toku.
Why?
That drink sounds good.
I can tell you, I'm sorry I've drinking a lot in my lifetime. I don't know if you guys can tell.
It's like a whole sommelier.
Y'all are at the natty ice, age. I'm more at the I don't want the hangover the next day, so I'm gonna pay more.
I'm literally like Southern Baptist at a Christian school, so all that right over my head.
Oh no.
See,
Oh.
I'm
just
the
like,
other type of Southern.
Smile
Who
and
enjoys
nod.
alcohol.
I was in complete smile and nod mode.
It's like,
But it
Yes,
sounded it
that's
was a
nice.
really good description.
that's good. I'm glad. Now
It was a good description.
I'm not
I
an
appreciated
alcoholic,
the right.
for the record.
That we
Wait, I'm in the
know
wrong
of.
group.
I actually save, just personally, I save most of my drinking for one time a year. And that is my 5-day stint at Ren Fair, where a lot of people in my group will actually make their own alcohol and bring it.
Ooh.
So I get spoiled a lot, but I really only drink, like, actually drink and get drunk like once a year, but it lasts for like 5 days.
I respect that.
Mm.
And chaotic
what?
fucking fool.
Chaotic, why?
I did a shot a day on Stardew. So you saying you did a shot every day of Stardew you played? Because
Yes,
those are
yeah.
15-minute days.
Yeah.
Ooh, jeez.
Oh.
I'm scared for you.
Do you have the VOD for that? I'd love to watch that.
Oh, I would kill for that.
Oh my gosh. That's literally that meme, like, what was it? If you took a shot for every bad decision you made, where would you be? And like the different characters are like a little tipsy,
In a
fully
coffin.
drunk, wasted, dead.
Yeah.
Mm.
There we go. Yep.
Thursday stream. Oh mercies. Oh boy.
Yeah, sounds right.
Good times. Yeah, 2
Oh,
days.
God.
tomorrow.
Those long eyes. Ooh.
Yikes.
That's how you know. That's how you know Chaotic's over the age of 24. It took 2 days. Under 24, it would have been 12 hours. She would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's too
I'm
Almost
multi-classed in
Barbarian.
so funny. Okay,
Cameron vibes.
right. So, yeah. So we'll play it out. So you guys all had your drink. It was extremely, extremely good. And if you guys look over at the bar, you see just this rainbow beanie with pink hair. Excuse me, light red hair. And just her eyes, like peeking above the bar, just staring at the table to see and make sure that you guys enjoyed it.
So Cedar kind of like makes eye contact with the girl and just kind of like nods and like kind of gives a little wink, like good job, kid.
And the charm effect is worn off now. At that point.
So wait, do I know that wait?
Yes, with
Once
charm
it wears
person, you know you got
yeah.
charmed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. And now Cedar just kind of like gets a little fidgety again. All right, I think now I'm going to go up to my room. Got some reading to do, wind down a little bit. Just kind of a little bit of a tense smile, and gets up and just kind of leaves.
All right. You are not tipsy, but as you kind of stand up, your stomach shifts a little bit, and there's that little burpy burn that you get from strong alcohol.
That.
And so that'll leave Gale, Kittis, and Dana at the table together. Kittis is gonna wave for another one, and she's gonna commit to just drinking as much as she can because it's free.
No mercy.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm gonna be so happy if Charisse comes back to session and Kiddis is fucked up.
Right? That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know when the plane lands, but you know what? Make it worth it.
Mercies.
Um,
So I've got lesser restoration if need be.
um.
You're
So
gonna
I
need
actually I
greater.
have a question for Harry. Which hand is Gale holding the cup with?
He's sort of more left, but he's trying to sort of use his right hand again a bit more.
Mm. Every time Dana sees him make an attempt with his right hand, she's just she's gonna give him a light pat on the back and go, I know it's not what it was, but it'll get there.
Yeah, it's just getting used to it. It's honestly working great so far.
Well, I'm glad that was the intention. I um I I think I was about early 100s. I was desperately looking into magic, and I came across this book chocked full of magical items, and that was actually listed under them, and it kind of stuck with me because I kind of sat there and I thought, why would you need a magical hand if there's magic out there that can just reattach your old one? And now I understand why. Because we don't have that magic yet.
Dana literally asked, when am I going to need this in a real life scenario?
Yeah. Cut to a few years later. Ah!
My friend just looking at the stump where his hand was. Hey.
And
Sorry.
she goes, I'm glad that my knowledge was able to pay off.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And you're right, it's not the same as it was, but it's quite a compromise.
It never will be the same. There's always that trade off with every little thing. But we'll get you back to that point. Which is
Yeah.
why I'm glad we have a little freak like Kiddist who actually wanted to keep your hand and foot around.
The what? What?
Yeah, they're in her bag. Don't ask.
Oh, they better be back in one piece.
They
It's
are,
all.
from what I saw.
Let's try and keep it that way.
That's a her problem. So, I mean this with complete sincerity. Good luck.
Thanks. I've never travelled with a necromancer before, much less talked to one. So it's I mean, every day is an educational day when we're traveling killers.
See, that's where you and I differ. I've met a necromancer before, but I've never traveled with anyone.
Oh,
So,
and were they similar? Like they were really energetic and loved talking to the dead, or was
oh no. This one's this one's her own breed. I can say with complete certainty there is nobody like her.
oh, oh, I see. That's cool.
Cool. Cool.
And she'll just kind of be like, "Why are you talking about me behind, in front of me, and my back?
Whoa, you okay there, Kiddis?
I'm perfectly fine." It's my Kiddis impression.
You're kind of wobbly, just a little
You're
bit.
kind of wobbly. Maybe you need to stop moving because I'm sitting still.
Right, hang on. Is the room spinning for you? Because that's normally a sign to slow
No.
down a little bit.
I'm spinning. The room is normal. And then she's like,
Oh,
ha! And she'll kind of stand up and begin to kind of like spin around.
That's gonna be fun.
oh no.
And uh, Dana's gonna grab Gale, back them both up about 10 feet, and just sit down and watch the show.
Should we not? Oh, okay.
Just it's gonna be fun. She has to learn somehow.
Oh boy.
And she's like, and you know what I forgot to do today? Roll a dice. So she drunkenly grabs her bag. So I figured I'd give her at least one, even though 5 days has passed.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
And let's see here. So there's that number. So 116 is a tiny crossbow.
Oh no.
A tiny.
No.
It's a toy. So
Okay, good.
it's a tiny toy
Oh,
ballista.
thank goodness.
So she has a tiny toy ballista with initials carved in the bottom, crossed out, and new initials written in. And she'll be like, and you know what else? I can still do this, so I know I'm not drunk. And she pulls out the bag. It's a tiny ballista, and she goes, pew, and shoots it at Gale. With a nat 20 hits.
It's a disadvantage. She's drunk.
Oh no, that one's only a 14 then.
Yes.
So, the little ballista bolt sails, and like hits the patron at the table behind you in the shoulder, and he kind of gets up and looks around mad, but then realizes who it is, and he like sits back down really fast and ignores what happens.
Do you want my crossbow, Ford? My 4-year-old can use it.
I will throw you in the lava.
You couldn't.
Also, that is my my Texan accent. So enjoy.
Yeah.
I may or may not be slightly offended.
I will give you a pass to do a British accent on stream.
Oh boy.
I think English people doing American accents is like my favorite thing in the entire world.
Yeah, and it's also 10 times less offensive than an American trying to do a British accent.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, Doka, did you see my message? Oh, you did.
I'm working at it right now.
Do you want my crossbow? 4-year-old can use it.
But all right. So as you guys are enjoying the festivities, Cedar has kind of slipped away. And although there is some drinking and patrons kind of all around, one sound kind of reaches out and kind of hits your ears. And it's the sound of glass shattering.
So, yeah, let's. I don't like that. I don't like that. We should go look at that. Unless, is that ever a good thing in your eyes?
Is this sorry? Is this something that only Cedar hears, or is this?
Oh
This is
no
something
no.
that everyone hears.
In which case, yes, I think it's probably not the worst idea to check it out.
Kittis tries to follow, but kind of stumbles, catches the table, sees a drink, and then sits back down and starts drinking again.
ADHD. You're just a squirrel.
I'm gonna just to get her to slow down. I'm just gonna quickly turn around and prestidigitate
that drink to make it taste horrible.
Oh,
Um,
that's not gonna work.
and then I'm gonna keep walking.
All right. So what scene do they stumble upon?
Well, if they open the door, you see Cedar kind of sitting in the room alone. She's kind of like on her knees. She has punched the mirror, and that was the sound. So she's sitting there, and her wings are kind of drooping. And her knuckles, like you can tell she punched the mirror because her knuckles are kind of like bleeding. Well, on her right hand, and she's just kind of sitting there, quietly, just staring at the ground.
Cedar, you okay?
Sorry. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, the noise carried, didn't it?
It's all right. It's okay. Let's have a look at that house.
I'm fine. It's fine.
I'm just gonna
Just
cast.
just a couple cuts.
Hey, it's
Um,
healed.
I'll have to pay them back for the mirror.
Dana's gonna, when she hears that, Dana's gonna stand up and go start casting Mending on the mirror over the next 2 to 3 minutes to completely repair it.
And she's kind of like the ring that she normally wears, like on her second finger, like right here. She's just kind of holding it and looking at it.
You get 7
Sorry.
points of healing. No.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have let myself lose my temper.
Hey, it's okay.
Um,
It happened.
I mean, like I was telling you earlier, it's too much. It's all too much. I don't want to hurt you guys. I already have. And I mean, I haven't even been completely honest with any of you. I don't think I've been completely honest to anybody since. Well, and she kind of looks back at the ring. Oh, I hate this ring. I hate it. Remember what I said about bringing bad luck?
Yeah.
I don't want to bring it to you all. And you see, like Cedar's eyes, like very quickly, like flick towards Gail's hand, and then like flicks away. I already have. Because when people make their business, well, when they make my business their business, they get hurt. And there's a reason I didn't want them to include my name when talking with the Caleris. My name's not even Cedar Stragine. I mean, Cedar's my name. That's, get that. And then she kind of like holds out her hand. My name's Cedar Nictea. Of the Nictea line, deposed by the Caleris. Apparently. Why I say I bring bad luck is apparently if I'm there, bad things happen. If I leave, even worse things happen. Remember, you weren't there for that, but remember when Shalius mentioned a fiance? Silvico Caleris was my fiance. I may or may not be part of a royal family.
What?
My older brother, Strix, that's the last person who, well, that's the only person who's never, well, I mean, except for you guys, I guess, who never broke my trust. told you he's not around anymore, and that's my fault. And I don't know why the Fae didn't keep him alive, why it's me, because it's my fault he's dead in the first place, and he would have been a much better leader. I mean, it would have been simpler because he was in line to be the leader, not me. I'm fifth born, and a trouble hatch at that. So, but my parents, they they set up a political marriage with Silvico. I was 10, and he was like 18, and he scared me. I don't know. Strix noticed, and Strix and I were always close. I mean, he was like the first person to ever even give a crap about me outside of me being a chess pawn on this stupid board that is the Nictea family. He confronted Silvico, and Silvico killed him. And my brother died in my arms. And I left home pretty soon after. As soon as I could fly, actually. The day after I knew I could fly for a long period of time without, crashing. Actually, tore out my last baby feather that day. Very symbolic. And I flew away. I lived on my own for a while, and then things got bad. I couldn't really find food. I didn't want to steal, but I'm 12-year-old, it's not really easy to find jobs, especially jobs where people don't get suspicious. And all I wanted was to learn magic and just live a regular life. But someone offered me food one day, and I thought it was a kind gesture. And next thing I know, I wake up in a cage. It's gonna be sold as some, I don't know, exotic pet or something. I don't even want to think about it. But that's when I got freed, and then ran off from there when the people who rescued me started asking questions like, how do we get you home? Where's your family? And I didn't want to answer any of those questions, so I did what I do best. I turned tail and run. And that's when I met Shalius. Y'all know the story up to then. And I'm here now. Argos showed me my family over the past couple weeks. Argos, and I point to the purple eye. I guess the Calaries have taken over, and I don't know. I think my parents are in this place called the Isle of Voices. It's kind of mythical. I know where it is, but it's got some pretty scary legends around it. My sibling, one of my brothers and my cousins are in jail. Some of them are in an army camp, and one of them's on a boat, Mistra knows where. So, I'm there. I cause the death of my brother. I leave. I inadvertently cause just the deposition of my entire family. I go to Shalius. He starts becoming a bad person, and I support him. I leave. He becomes a monster, and I kill him. Or at least, I mean, I know I didn't kill him, but some great people that I met end up doing it for me, which is somehow worse. And then one of them, gets turned into a freaking tree and kind of dies. And then one of them loses a hand and a foot. And for some reason in all this, I found out the reason why the Fae dropped me here. They want me to be queen. Isn't that funny? They do have a sense of humor. So
Dana,
now you know everything. Pleased to
Dana,
meet ya.
Dana just kind of sits there quietly, listening, and then turns to Gale and go, if you have anything to say it first.
I mean, if you really think that the worst thing happens to people when you leave, well, that just reinforces what I believe. Best thing for us to do is to stick with you.
I'm
And as
saying
for
bad
this,
things happen either way.
this wasn't you, Zeta. It's occupational hazard, I guess.
If it was a one-off thing, that'd be different.
Don't you dare blame yourself for me. And as for your family, how could you have known that would have happened?
Well, maybe if
you
I
leave-
just, maybe if I don't know, maybe if I hadn't caused a fuss, maybe they'd still be in power. Maybe Silvico wouldn't have gotten angry. Strix would be alive. And my family would be okay.
You don't know that for sure. It's a dangerous thing to think. Bad things happen to people. And unfortunately, that's life. It's how you deal with it, how you grow as a person. That's what really defines you. I don't think you're unlucky or, what was you said, a troubled egg?
Trouble hatch, but
Troubled
close
hatch,
enough.
sorry. I don't think you're that at all. I don't care what happens to me. I told you were my friend. And whatever your name is, you're still Cedar. You're still my first friend. And I don't know about anybody else. I'm sticking with you. Because if you believe that things get worse when you leave, I'm sticking right by you, buddy.
You still, after everything you've heard, you know that. I mean, I was a thief. I've been a horrible person. I've left every time there's trouble, and I've tried to start over. I've tried to start anew, but just stuff keeps happening. I don't know why. And after all that, you still want to stay. I don't get it.
Because I don't think you're a horrible person. You've done good things, Cedar. Even if you hate yourself so much and you see this horrible, horrible person, that's not what the rest of us see. You're trying to do good, and you are doing good. So what if you do bad things along the way? So what if your friends help you take down somebody who's tormented you for a long, long time? We're going to help you. That's all
Okay.
I have to say.
And so once Gale finishes up, Dana's just she's gonna kind of exhale, walk out of the room, head down towards Kittis, and she's gonna go, give me the stone.
Oh dang, I'm scared.
I need the stone. I have a plan, but I need the stone.
Oh, I realized I was muted while talking. She's like, no, you already took my bag and didn't give it back. And she like rubs her face on the bag. It's like, you can't have my stone unless you say please.
Please give me the stone.
I lied.
Then
And she passes out right then. Just like face down on the table.
And Dana just takes the stone.
There's all this happening upstairs. Kid is do 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 do. It's just Wii music in her head.
Alright, is it the Dreamstone that was your intention?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say you grabbed it out of the bag without too much trouble.
Perfect. And she slips it in her pocket so that no one else sees it, like meaning Gale and Cedar, and heads upstairs. And she re-enters the room, softly closes the door behind her, and goes, you wanna call yourself a terrible person because you did this, and you did that, and you did the other? Well, then that makes me just as bad, if not worse. I watched my entire family die in a house fire and did nothing. I have killed so many people that I could be considered a serial killer and convicted of genocide more times than I can count on both my hands combined. So does that make me a terrible person? Should I leave?
No.
Good. Now that that's over, I really I don't give a shit what you call yourself, because you've had my back, I've had yours, and that's all I need. I don't care if you call yourself the Empress of the World, here, there, and over there. I really could not care less, as long as I know that I have you to watch my back.
Yeah. Definitely. Shalius never even got that much information. I don't know how he found out about my last name, but I haven't called myself by that name since I left home.
Then don't.
But what I'm saying is for better or for worse, I trust you two.
Thank you.
And the kid, but that's kind of less of an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a kid.
But then don't call yourself that name. Like I said, it doesn't affect me either way. Until whatever name you call yourself affects how and if you watch my back. Because as long as you watch my back and keep those that I consider friends and family safe, I have nothing but love and care for you. And that is not going to change until you make it change. And you can't make it change without doing some really egregious things that I do not see you doing.
Okay. Deal.
And she's going to extend her hand to kind of help you off the floor.
She takes it.
And
very nervous.
And she's gonna say, now then, I'm gonna do something I never thought I would have to do, but then I met you.
Her feathers start to puff up just a little.
I'm gonna show you affection the way my mother did.
Oh.
And does an 18 hit?
Ryan, you know it does.
She backhands you across the face and goes, you want something to cry about? There it is.
Mother feathers, what the heck was that?
Damn,
Second time I've gotten slapped randomly by somebody in this party.
Was set up for this. And I cast Sleep. And looking at your hit point total being 34, now reduced to 32, and given that I rolled 33 on my 5d8, you just pass out for the next minute.
Okay, then.
And once you hit the floor,
she pulls out the Dreamstone and sets it on your head, and just gives you the image of the entire party plus Dimran just telling you that they are not going to leave. They have no intention of leaving. There is nothing that can make them leave except their own free will, and they have no intention of leaving once again.
Aww.
And
Do I like wake
then-
up after that, or?
and then when you look down at your hands, there's a little red thread of fate around your finger, and when you lift it up, it starts to tug, and you realize it's connected to everyone else's finger.
Oh.
So cute.
And then sleep wears off because it only lasts a minute.
She kind of sits up from where she is on the floor. Interesting method, but thank you. And then she actually gets up and she pulls both of you into a hug. Probably the first time she's actually initiated a hug that's not to Kittis.
Oh.
Like within the party.
As,
This is nice, having friends.
hey, thank you for trusting us. It means a lot coming from you.
Oh, kind of happened against my own will, so says more about y'all than it does about me.
Yeah.
Look, I haven't had someone to trust in almost half a century, so this is a little new for me too. But I will. I meant what I said. I'm going to be here for you as long as you are here for me. I only reciprocate what other people dish out. And on that note, if you ever start your self-deprecating bullshit, I will smack you again.
I
And will
believe
not
you.
regret it.
I believe you. I don't doubt you for a second on that one. Thank you both.
Anytime.
You
You feel okay?
So you guys are all group hugging right now?
That was a lot.
Yes.
So Kittis is gonna barge in and be like, "Don't you
Goodness.
forget about me!" And then she's gonna
Oh,
like
of course
stumble over and then fall on top of you as you guys are all like hugging and hug you as well.
Aww.
And then once the hug's over, Dana's gonna go, alright. We all need to get some proper sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And what's the plan for tomorrow?
Oh, I feel like we should head towards the Blessed Isles. It's kind of more like the centralized part of this continent. So, either that
Alright.
or sleep. Maybe we should get my parents first. We should probably get them off that island. Do you guys want to take down a king or go and find somebody from a very, very cursed-ish island?
Ooh.
I don't understand royalty much.
That's the one you vote for, is it?
What?
Royalty. You don't vote for royalty, do you?
No. Well, it's complicated.
But
What was the
I'd
system
say
we had set up?
Hmm?
Doku, what was the system we had set up
For what?
for the government for Owlin?
Got you. Okay, so do you want the whole story?
I think when Gail says that, Cedar kind of explains the general idea.
Okay. So, the government structure set up for the Blessed Isles is a noble-led republic. So, there are 4 royal families that each have a quarter-ish of the entire Blessed Isle kind of split into segments. And there are noble houses that each get a vote, essentially, and then there are representatives that are elected to represent the general populace, which also represent 4 votes. So there's 4 royal families and 4 votes. So basically, every time a leader passes, a king, or they either die or they could be kicked out and forced to, I guess, be summoned for a re-election, or so on and so forth. Basically, every time a leader kind of falls from grace or dies, all of the families will get together at the top of the Imperial Mountain, which is the birthplace of the Owlin race, essentially, and is still, I guess, lorically guarded by the great Owlins, the large ones. And they will make a case to the rest of the Blessed Isles about why their royal family should lead for the next ruling cycle. And then each family will get a vote, and each of the 4 representatives will also get to vote. And then whoever votes, or whoever gets the most votes after they've spent 4 days convincing the entire Isle that their family will be the best, essentially they will then begin to lead with those ideas and examples. So it's a noble-led republic with an election ceremony every time a leader passes.
Huh. So you elect, but it's also hereditary, is that right?
Yeah, it's very complicated. The 4 families don't really always get along. Some do more than others. The Caleres are kind of my families. And I was kind of supposed to be kind of a peace offering, if that makes any sense. So freaking child bride. I'm not bitter. But something happened, and now my family's scattered to the winds instead of at the normal, like, ruling over our 4th of the island. So that's new. Not what I thought would happen if I ever came home. And that was a heavy if.
With that knowledge in mind, my vote is on we go save your family so that when we actually go back to your proper home, we have someone to actually be a contender to retake the throne.
Good idea.
Seconded. Oh, thirded, I guess.
I know that, okay, so I have 5 living siblings. Sakaba, Cernia, Alcelis, Acio, and Peli. Sakaba's in jail, along with some of my cousins. I'm not sure why they're in jail. Normally they'd be able to keep out of this kind of thing. Cernia, Alcelis, and Peli are all in some sort of war camp. I think they're either trying to just survive or they're trying to, I guess, come back and take over, from what I've seen. Acio's on a boat. I don't know what that's about. He may have gotten the same idea as I did. It seems like he's heading towards the other continent. And then my parents are on the Isle of Voices.
That's the creepy island.
Yes, that's the creepy island. Correct me if I get the mythology wrong, Doku. The Isle of Voices, kind of like, if you are able to go there and survive, it kind of shows you what your fate will be. However, a lot of people mysteriously disappear or kind of get swallowed up by the island. That's the legend.
Yeah, lorically,
and they're both there.
Yeah, lorically, it'll provide you with your future. Like, if you're ever lost, if you can find yourself on the Isle of Voices, you'll know what lies in fate for you. But yes, the lore is if you survive. So most people go out of desperation to basically find themselves, but most who go... There's never been a story where someone went and actually came back.
They're both there, though, so I think the mist keeps them alive, which is an interesting detail. Although, okay, so the only time anyone's ever been able to sense me when I've been using Argus is when I tried to look in on Mai and see kind of how she was doing, like ages ago. My parents seemed to sense that it was me, which is weird, especially because I may or may not have not talked to them for like 12 years.
But they still felt presence, right?
Sorry?
They still felt your presence, right? When you
I suppose so. I mean, they said my name specifically. My mom said not to come back, and I don't know how to take that. But you know what? I don't think I'm really gonna listen. Um, Seeing as I kind of had to raise myself from the age of 10 up. So we should probably go and collect my family. We can take down Silvico, which is kind of a fun thought. The more I think about it, pay him a little visit, so to speak.
All right. Just from a tactical standpoint, I'd say we go for the one on the boat, so that they don't get any farther. Then we go for the one in prison, so they don't rot. Then we go
Yeah.
for the 3 in the war camp because they seem the most self-sustaining.
Mhm.
And then once we get those 5 in safe conditions, we attempt to go after your parents.
I like that. I like that.
sounds
Yes.
fun to me.
All right. Maybe. Hey, Kittis. Could we use like one of the sending things to contact my brother who's on the boat? Because I don't know how else I'm gonna talk to him or find him. Because there's the entire ocean of possibilities.
Although
I think
might have the sending spell now. I don't remember.
Either way, I think
She's
it's not
definitely
unconscious.
with a
Right.
2 unconscious and laying on you.
And she's asleep. Never mind. we can take care of that later.
She does have sending
Or-
now.
Oh, okay, but she's also unconscious, so I don't think she can really use it.
Well, right, but so I'm saying we could take one
Right.
of the strings and it wouldn't make a difference
Oh, okay.
because now she can just cast it.
Oh, okay, now I understand. Cedar just kind of like, we're just gonna take that. Just kind of. But do we have like a scroll for this above game?
No, it's the copper wire is usually a regent. These gold-plated copper wires basically allow you to sending, but at an unlimited range.
Oh, so I can just use it.
Yeah, so you can use
Oh,
it
okay.
and it'll burn it up like a regent and allow you to cast the spell.
Okay. Whew. I haven't talked to my little brother in 12 years. 13 years, because I'm 23 now. Oh, the Yellow Fairy gave me like a puzzle box for my birthday. I gotta open that. Sorry. And Cedar casts sending. How many words is it supposed to be again?
It's 25.
25, okay. Hey, ACO. It's Cedar. I know it's been a while. Where the heck are you? I'm coming home, and I want to fix things. Love.
You get a response, I'm just trying to word it.
Oh yeah, no worries. No,
Donuts.
the donuts. The orphan maker has arrived. Where can we find you? Do. There's something in my eye. Holy cow. Hurts. Okay, there we go.
There's something in your eye. It is Argos.
So they hear your voice, and immediately they think of a response. They don't know how much they have to say, but the words, "I'm safe on board a pirate ship. The family is broken. Most are with the nomads. but the line of succession is all gone. Run, and the spell ends on the 26th word.
Did the other two hear that?
You cast a
Yeah.
spell that would have just been in your mind.
Oh. He says he's safe. Family's broken, line of succession's gone. Yeah. And he did say that that most of them are with the nomads, whatever that means.
You would know that.
Oh, I would? Because Sophie doesn't.
I think it was Satori's?
Oh, okay, the Satori, okay.
Yeah, they're avid traditionalists,
Interesting.
mostly hidden in the valley. And they're allowed so many children, but they are mostly nomads.
Okay, I see this part now. I do see it, yes.
Yeah, they don't really have cities, they just kind of are constantly moving.
Okay, so they're with the Sartori family. That's not bad, that's not bad. Anything but the cool areas is what we always used to say. Ironic. Okay, would I know kind of like where they would be, generally speaking?
You have
Dang.
thousands of square miles to search, unfortunately.
Oh, wait a minute. I have an idea. Okay. Oh boy, I've got an idea, but this is gonna hurt like a son of a gun. Here we go. Hey, Argus, wake up, buddy.
Your eye begins to mist.
Dang it. Okay. You awake? You awake, little buddy?
You know the offering.
Yeah, I know. Half my life force, I get it. I would like to see. Let's go with Bakari Sartori, please.
Oh, so you're going for the. Okay, so
Yeah,
you went
'cause I
right
wanna
for
see-
the leader.
I want to see if, as I'm seeing him, I can kind of like use like kind of my knowledge of the area, the flora and fauna, to kind of narrow it down a little.
Sure. So you begin to feel the pain. Your half of your life just kind of vanishes and kind of sucks into your eye as you kind of tilt your head back and your neck stiffens. You're getting a lot more accustomed to the pain after so many uses of the eye. But as you kind of look up, almost you're looking at a cloudy sky, and when you bring your head back down, you see at the earth below you more of a forested area, and there Bakari is, with his wife and his two children, and they are in a small yurt-style tent, and he exits the tent and sees a huge encampment kind of cut away in a forest clearing. You would get kind of a general idea, the forests were more towards the mountain ridges, and he's just kind of beginning to kind of speak to his camp and his people. He's doing his kind of morning address, and then you can kind of hear his voice being echoed by the people farthest from him as his words reach the entire camp, and he's just saying that they'll pack up in a week's time when the harvest is done, and they'll move to the southwest to the plains, so that they can begin the farming for the next season.
Okay.
He's basically moving his tribe to prepare for spring.
And I kind of like come back. Oh. It takes so much all the time. Needy little. Thank you, Argos. Just got.
I'm
You'd,
still
okay.
hungry.
I'm not hungry. I just fed you. She's just kind of. And the best part is, like, they can only hear half the conversation. He always asks for more. Like, literally right after I fed him.
What did you
I do
feed
have an
him?
idea, though.
Was it your life force that you fed him?
And my health, kind of life force. He takes half. It's kind of like a chemical half-life thing. So, like, say if I had this sort of imaginary quantity of, I don't know, 32 pieces of health, and I use the eye, it would take like 16. But then the next time you use it, it would take 8, and so on and so forth.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah,
well,
it's random number 32.
well, let's help you get back up to random number 32. Oh, gosh.
Oh, wait, I'm gonna
cool.
use it one more time real quick. 'Cause
Okay, I'll hold it.
Oh, this one's just gonna make me mad, but I'm gonna do it anyways. One more time, Argus. Overcocolorus. I want to give myself some motivation. I need the spite.
Who are you going for?
Silvico.
Silvico. So your eye, because you just said you weren't going to feed it and talked it back to it for a moment, gives you a moment of pause before your vision starts, and then you hear laughter. Just kidding. And now the pain sears through your body down to your back. Your arms, almost to your fingertips, begin to burn and stiffen, almost as if your body just feels the rigor, and he's just taking every inch of you that he can. But your vision fades out and then in, and you see a Silvico in his ruling house, drinking and laughing, his feet propped up on a surf, just and then another person he's using as not only as a footstool, but another person as a table, just on all fours. It's where he sets his drink down, and he's just kind of laughing and enjoying
be
things.
kidding me.
People are coming in asking him to sign paperwork, and he's kind of pricking his finger and signing bits of paper that are vanishing up. And you hear him kind of talking about preparing the next set of shipments, because the boat should be here soon, and they need to continue to bring prosperity to the people. And he kind of laughs. But I want you to roll a perception check.
I'd love to. You little. Okay, that was a 7. Unless, wait, I feel like earlier I hydrated and Chaotic gave me something, but I forgot to use it, so I'm gonna check.
Is that how we're playing this? I'll allow it.
Yay! Give me just a minute.
Chaotic just said reroll.
Yeah, in honor of Chaotic.
Yay! Thank you. How is it a 4 again?
Oh no.
It didn't even change. It's a 7 again.
Is it metal dice?
No.
Then I don't know. I will say what you do notice is that he definitely seems to be in top of the world, and in the kind of window behind him you can see the Imperial Mountain. So he's not actually in the Imperial City. He's in his he's not actually in words. He's not in his family home. He's in Lord's Crossing, kind of the where the ruling class live. So you get the impression that he is definitely in charge. And with his talking about the charges and everything else, I will say, even with a 7, you'll be able to ascertain that he probably used this deal with the charges to bring his family into ruling power. And that's how he convinced everyone that he would bring prosperity, and has so far done that by bringing, water to the desert, and fire to the plains where it's cold, and but also maybe some form of technology, or unlimited water when you're trying to grow things is always really helpful. So he's probably made some form of deal for every other noble house, and that's why his family was elected.
Okay. So why take down mine? I've made a deal. Well, he's still a horrible person. Okay. Never liked that guy.
If you want to roll an insight on the question, you
I would love to. I'm gonna use a different dice though.
Right.
Okay. 22.
So your family would have been the only one to really provide any sort of opposition. Diplomatically, your father was the one who was in charge before the challenge, and you know your father's still alive, so he would have had to convince basically the council to call to session so that he can offer. So he usurped the throne essentially, and without killing your father, but he was probably maybe banished, maybe sent there willingly, who knows, but you would get the idea that the fact that your father's still alive is strange considering he is now in Lord's Crossing living as a ruling family. So he has usurped the throne in some way, and to do that he had to take out the ruling family, which was your family.
Okay. It's weird though. I wonder how he convinced everyone. Guess I'll have to figure that one out.
Sucks you rolled your perception check.
Yeah. Yay. Oh, and Cedar kind of looks closer for a second. No way. And she's still like kind of just watching like through the eye. It's still there. And she kind of like fades out. So kind of the incident that started off this whole thing was he was being creepy and I clawed him in the face. He's still got the scar, you guys. I did not expect that. I'm a shrimp. I didn't know I could leave that kind of lasting damage on a person.
That's good, right? I think.
Well, not necessarily. But it's ironic.
Do you want more?
No, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. I'm good. Maybe I should. Did we ask enough? Oh, I have an idea. I've got like one more go in me. But why'd you make that noise? That's terrifying.
I don't like you having this little health.
Okay, fine.
I mean, do it because we're about to go to bed anyways. But
okay. Hey, Argos. Blue Fairy Queen.
ever.
This one's probably gonna hurt really bad. She says right before the eye starts.
I see you.
So you ask, and you have the idea of who you want to look for, but you don't have the ability to picture the face. You understand the name only by association to the other fairies, and although he takes what he can, you don't lose any hit points because he tries to muster up a vision, but without a clear picture of what Blue Fay Queen looks like or
That's fair.
an understanding of who she is, the spell fails.
Dang it. Didn't work. But while that did hurt, I don't feel any worse for the wear. So it's good to know that I can ask, and if it doesn't work, I don't lose anything net value.
That does seem worth it.
Yeah. I think that'll be all for today, Argus. Thanks, buddy.
Ta-ta.
Okay, bye. This is so creepy. Figure I should be really friendly, especially because it's in my head.
I still can't get over the fact that the eye talks to you.
It does. Frequently.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like when you realize it's a cursed item and you'll need some form of magical intervention if you ever want to take it out. It's gonna be so much fun. Anyways, so y'all go to bed?
Yeah.
All right. So.
And then
Mhm.
once I wake up from my trance, I'm gonna pull out that chalice that I got from the bag of holding, and just because I'm curious, because I know it was a wizard's bag of holding, I'm gonna cast Identify on the chalice and see if anything happens.
It is very solidly pewter. It is mundane pewter, cheap material. Um, the interesting thing about it, though, is it magically is going to contain its water. So there seems to be a barrier that will contain the water until you attempt to drink it, and then the barrier will dispel, and then it will just be completely pewter. So there is a magic spell on it, but it's not enchanted in any way. It's just a mundane pewter cup or chalice, probably about 8 ounces, and if you were to drink it, the water will actually go. But if it falls over or tips, the barrier will keep the water in.
Gotcha.
That's the only unique thing about it.
Okay. And that's all I had that I wanted to do.
Okay. So the new day dawns. You hear the birds singing. It's a little cloudy, overcast in the day, but it's still very bright. The bar is pretty lively, even still. Patrons from the night before and this morning still exist, drinking. Kittis has woken up and fallen back asleep, drinking more and more throughout the night.
Oh gosh.
So she did a short rest in trances in between drunken blackouts. So she's not exhausted, but definitely doesn't feel good. And I think that'll probably be a good place to end it for now.
All right.
It's about the afternoon
All
time.
right.
We can start the next part of the adventure. You guys can get some time to think about what your next steps are going to be. But I think it was pretty productive so far.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
That was such a good session, guys.
And I will thank everyone to join. And if you guys have noticed, Chaotic has a little sword next to their name now.
I love it.
They were
Nice.
officially promoted to mod, and it worked. So whenever they are here, they will hang out with us
Yay.
in mod, which I appreciate.
Thank you so much.
That really, really helps.
Yes, more power.
And it was
Oh, dear.
chat power.
I will take it. I love the interaction, so
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
it adds some fun.
Aw.
And but yeah, so we'll go ahead and end stream for now, and then we'll do our normal recap if you guys want.
All right.
So thank you
Bye.
guys, everybody. Have a good night.
See you later, guys. Thank you.
Everybody.